Legion Commander! They will burn! The battle is ours! Victory is assured!
Prepare for battle.
Never in the long history of the Earth has there ever been a battle more in the bag than this one.
Victory is assured. Yes? Easily. Aye.
3, 2, 1. Adiós.
Да? Нет.
Thirty seconds to battle.
Not bad at all. Yes. On my way!
First blood. First blood. Come on, got Jason.
If they want war, then we shall give it to them! Take the field! Absolutely. Repositioning. Tactical. Without a doubt. Attack! Another down. Engaging. Attack! Deploying. Yes. I'm under attack! By demon's will. Immediately. If you insist. I'm just getting started. Yes. Halatho! On it. Flanking! Alright, Pudge. I'll slay him, you fillet him. Smart move. Press the attack! Hell march. Darkness comes! On it. Turn the tables! Easily. Yes. Aye. Yield. Flanking. Take the field. Overwhelming odds. Deploying. You bastard. Repositioning.
Missing bottom.
Charge! Such a waste.
This'll come in handy.
Darkness comes! Closing in! Yes. Smart move. Without a doubt. Let's see you bleed. By demon's will. Immediately. They will burn! They'll never know what hit them. Halatho! Burn, you you insist. Yes? Yes. Absolutely. Tactical. On my way! I have you now. Darkness comes! Aye. Fall! Flanking! Aha! Fall! Easily. Immediately.
Your middle tower is under attack.
On it. Absolutely. If you insist.
Your flesh is soft, your spirit weak. Set in stone. Let's get beat.
I am not so easily put down. You will fall. Smart move. Yes. Now's the time! Without a doubt. On my way!
Dire structures are fortified.
Bring it on! It's not time. Tactical. Deploying. Charge! I come to conquer! Victory is assured.
Get over it.
They will burn!
Bounty.
Yes? Engaging! I'm under attack! Yes.
An exceptional find.
Take the field! Yes. Weakling. Repositioning. Halifo! Tactical. Smart move.
Time to post. Denies me.
Yes? Yes. They'll never know what hit them. They'll never know what hit them. Flanking! Repositioning. Yes.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Aye.
Your middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Fresh meat!
Your middle tower is under attack.
Hello!
Illusion.
They will burn! Without a doubt. If you insist. They will be overrun.
Your top tower is under attack.
Deploying. Absolutely. On my way!
Your bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Victory is assured. Yes. Attack!
Ah! Fresh meat!
Attack!
Twice the strength!
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
Missing bottom.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Your top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
The enemy will be destroyed, no matter the cost!
Missing
Take the
bottom.
field! Burn, you devil!
Your top tower is under attack.
On it. Easily. By demon's will. Ha! Immediately. Yes. Give human.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Nice try. Yes?
You are learned in the ways of dying.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
The plan comes together. On it. Hell march. Press the attack. Without a doubt. Under attack! Overwhelming odds! On my way! Demon's will.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Another down. Yes. Absolutely. Haste! You will fall! Immediately. Now's the time! Victory is a
Is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
repositioning.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Deploying. Smart move.
Sharks have my plan.
Aye.
Would that I...
Weakling. Bring it on!
Dire structures are fortified.
Flanking. They'll never know what hit them. Yes. Tactical. Halatho! Charge! They will burn! Ha! The rush of battle! Darkness comes!
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
If you insist.
Fresh mate!
Tactical.
You are doing very well. I'm very proud of you.
Your top tower has fallen.
Absolutely.
Your top tower is under attack.
On my way! Take the field!
Lost you!
Victory is assured.
Regeneration.
Closing in! Deploying.
Oi! Fresh mate!
Yes? When the time is right, we will. I have you now.
Dire structures are
Smart
fortified.
Repositioning. Without a doubt. Yes. Yes. On it.
Fresh meat!
Thy demons will. Press the attack. Hell march. Aye. Now's the time!
Cut more losses.
Yes. I'm under attack! To battle!
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Immediately.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Finest work.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Easily.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Halatho!
Your middle tower has fallen.
By demon's will. Halatho! Yield! Without a doubt. If you insist. Darkness comes!
Goodness.
I come to conquer! Smart move. Charge! They will burn! On my way! Yes. They'll never know what hit them. Yes? Take the field! Repositioning.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
They'll never know what hit them. Easily.
Haste!
Deploying. Victory is assured. Yes. Victory is assured. Immediately.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Aye. Yes.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Flanking. Tactical. Absolutely. Warm up. On it. They'll never know what hit them. Hell march. Victory is assured. Halako! Deploying.
Fresh
On my way!
double kill.
Aye. Without a doubt.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Tactical. Darkness comes!
Your bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures
Blinking.
are fortified.
If you insist. Yes. Yes. They will burn! Absolutely. Immediately. This will do nicely. Press the attack. Easily. Bring it on! Yes. Smart move. Take the field! Together. Let's see you bleed. Yes? They'll never know what hit them. Repositioning.
Visibility.
Deploying. Yes. Next. Flanking. Yes. Yes. My demon's will. Now's the time! Aye. Victory is assured. Smart move.
Dire's courier has been killed. Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
If that's the kind of fight they want, then I will give it to them! Absolutely. Take the field! Repositioning. If you insist. I have you now. Yes?
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under attack.
Now's the time!
Radiant structures are fortified.
Never know what to...
I'll do the same for you.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Your top barracks are under attack. Has fallen. Your top barracks has fallen.
Victory will be ours! Immediately. Press the attack!
Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle barracks has fallen. Your bottom tower is under attack.
If I cannot, I'll fight them!
Your bottom tower has fallen.
They will burn!
Your bottom barracks
The
has
time is
fallen.
right.
Your
We
bottom
will
barracks
strike.
has fallen. Enemy now has mechanisms.
Easily.
Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle tower has fallen. Your ancient is under attack. Dire victory.
No!
Well, just to finish the job. Big kill for Spirit, and that might transition to a tier 2 tower as well.
How many times when we cast Collapse, I feel like what's so fascinating about the way that he plays Axe is that the map generally is quiet he goes and calls someone, the map is quiet for a minute, and then it feels like the next move is always him, you know? He's like snowballing, he's finding all the initiations back to back to back to back. He's doing a really good job of keeping the ball rolling here and not having too much downtime. Liquid are struggling a bit to string too much together. It's not like a criminally big advantage here for Spirit, but you got to be a little bit worried that, especially when you see that Magnus Grimstroke move essentially kind of fail, that maybe they're going to try to slow things down further, and I think that's exactly what Spirit wants. If Liquid just resort to farming, you're giving up Roche control, and you're playing into exactly what Collapse has been doing for the last 10 minutes. Are there any key items that they can get to solve this problem? So obviously a classic item against Axe's Yules, but nobody's buying that on the side of Liquid. And Collapse will eventually get a BKB, at which point it becomes kind of irrelevant. You don't have any save except the Inkswell shard, but that doesn't remove Berserker's Call. It's undispellable. You can remove the other stuff though. Maybe it's go time with Sven Echo Saber. He disassembled his Echo into BKB, so he needs to refarm it. Perhaps that's the timing you're looking for. You have Zai level 12 for the level 2 Ravage. Could be an idea.
Laurel has that shield rune now. Tier 1 tower looks to be what they want, and they'll get it without any contest whatsoever. Getting close to some Tormy time action here in 10 seconds. A lot of these cores are opting in for early shards. We'll see how much they prioritize taking Tormy himself. That is exactly what Team Spirit have on the menu. Yep, and you should be able to get it for free.
It's going to be either
might cost him life here, but Mira will be getting it, so the old Curse Crown Bramble combo.
It's going to be either Mira or... Was it only Mira and Yatoro missing it? Yeah.
Really? That's it?
I think so.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's some early shards, my goodness. Collapse already has his. Gracious.
Yeah, and the CK one is really good as well. A lot of the time you see CKs even buying this. I think Yatoro in this game is going to prioritize getting the Silver Edge as fast as possible, or just
I mean, if they get
incredibly important item here.
If they get their Tormentor right now, this is likely the fastest 5 shards we've ever seen, like generally.
I do think that's probably true. Yeah, the whole team having a shard minute 20, but Liquid are not going to let that happen. They're planning here to contest that 21-minute Wisdom rune, but Spirit well aware that this play could be happening, so they're bringing the numbers too, and Liquid are
able to get the Wisdom rune on the other side. Not going to cost the life of the Spirit. Dark Willow there.
This does mean, like you said, that there's going to be a natural rotation here for Spirit to finish the Tormentor, so I'm actually a little bit surprised that they're not opting to kill it off right now. Maybe they think the CK shard isn't far on.
Ooh, nice time from Laurel. Boxy didn't have to use his ult to stay alive a little bit longer, but he's stuck in this corner. There's Collapse with the call, and eventually the dunk to come. That is dunk number 5. Collapse just continue to roll. Will be the boots.
Oh, they found Zai as well with the Yules. Brambles.
Gonna connect. He's gonna have to make his way through this maze. He has a very fat body, but looks like he's able to find his way out into the arms of Yatoro. And Collapse comes in as well. Another chop to his name. And now the tier 2 tower will take some heavy damage here.
And we're really starting to see the problem with the Radiant lineup that I was worried could happen here, is that all of the moves are from the side of Spirit. Liquid's heroes this is inherently a very greedy lineup that needs a lot of time to farm up all 3 cores, and nobody truly wants to go in first. So what ends up happening is that they're spreading the map thin and trying to farm as much as they can, but they're just bleeding too many heroes along the way. If Spirit keeps finding a core kill every minute or 2, this is not going to be a winning strategy. Like, essentially, at some point you're going to have to pull the trigger and go for a fight. And with the BKB on Magnus, maybe that's it. How long can you wait here is the question, right? You've already waited quite a long time. And the one smoke will be made. Oh, hang on, there we go.
God's trying to use everything on to Collapse. The blade destroy him. Thinking gets deleted. And now DJ puts himself on the cliff, pulling an Arteezy. Oh dear, he's completely surrounded now. And it just feels like it's inevitable. He will fall in the end. 2 for nothing. As Spirit rolling over Liquid. And that's going to be another chop to Collapse. And just like that, Team Spirit take even more firm control of this game.
Mickey just went for it and didn't pop his BKB and just got obliterated. He just ran in, started the fight onto the axe. They call him and kill him with blade mail. All right,
very simple, and now they go for Roche number 1.
So look at this replay here. So he's going to go in and pop all his stuff and just... Okay, he gets called with blade mail, doesn't have the BKB running, gets comboed by Kunkka, and the fight is already lost here. If your Sven dies first and you don't get off Ravage at all, and the RP is late, and you clip yourself.
I mean, the clipping, like...
I think there were multiple things this fight that could have gone better. It's quite uncharacteristic, if I'm being honest. Liquid are making some pretty significant individual mistakes, right? I don't know if it's the nerves or the pressure here. We felt like, you know, that this is a team that on the big stage for a while had problems with keeping their composure, but they really overcame it last year. And this year, obviously, we've seen tons of second placement, so you wouldn't think that it would get to them, but maybe just a little bit of a warm-up game for some of their players. Definitely not their best individual performances that we've seen.
I think it's just tradition that at some point we need somebody to clip themselves. Now that Ortizi's been out of the tournament for a while, just, you know, Nisha taking up the reins, so fully appreciate that. But yeah, 12K lead for Spirit now. Aegis in tow for Mystery Yatoro on that CK. He's got a BKB, Silver Edge, Armlet, Echo Saber. He is huge.
And he's not the only one. All these three...
Oh, a Midas!
A rare pickup from Mira, right? He likes, I say rare, but he's one of the 4-position players I would say that are less greedy in terms of itemization. You saw him rush the Yules here, but just feels like, you know, the state of the game here, it's very safe. You don't have to get an additional utility item like a Glimmer Cape or whatever. He's doing a lot of work with just what he has, so.
Yep. Oh, Oxy. Phantasm into death. Oh, here we go. Okay, Soulmind is there as well, looks like, but Nisha's gonna be able to BKB skewer away. Collapse comes in for another kill onto Zai. Not even much needed, really.
It's just too easy, you know? Like, when's the last time Liquid actually got a kill in this game? I feel like it's been...
We haven't even seen a dead in the water yet.
That's true.
That skill is dead in the water. Mickey comes in with the contra. He's gonna be able to take out one. That's just the Aegis. Can he take out Collapse in tow as well as the egg is continuing to go out? Will get the stun off, and he is reborn. Mickey, not so much though. And it looks like Liquid are starting to crumble now.
Nice dispel.
Oh, the RP actually puts him onto the high ground, and there's the buyback from Moerth. He's gonna be able to pop that ult as well, so he'll do significant damage, but tidal wave is there from Laurel. Not gonna do too much in effect here. They've already lost 3 on the side of Liquid as Yatoro limping away. And Laurel with the XTP.
Oh,
like he'll be safe. Looked like a potential good turnaround from Liquid, but
they didn't get a kill.
They need to get a kill first for that to start happening.
I think their last kill was minute 15.
Okay, sure.
So, what's concerning about this, aside from the fact that they haven't got a kill, which in itself is a problem, is that this was the timing for their lineup where things were meant to be happening. It's once you get these BKBs on the Sven and on the Magnus that you want to take fights and at the very least trade. But Collapse's axe has just been all over the Tide all games. I have not got to play his hero. Collapse is 10-1. They combine with him very nicely. I love the pick in this game, not only for the Tide, obviously the matchup there, hero to hero, but look at all the synergies he has in his team. He can get Bedlam from his Ion.
Oh, dead in the water onto Axe! Into what though? Mickey gets off a stun as well. He's still anchored. He's ignoring the anchor, and finally Nisha comes in, gets off a skewer with the BKB as well. Collapse completely surrounded. Will they kill him? Finally, they get a kill for Liquid. Yatoro now trying to run away. His BKB still activated, about to run at them, taking heavy damage. Will fall on outside, but feels like the first ravage of the game. Now Laurel's gonna be completely surrounded. Poach got a high ground as well, but he doesn't have his egg quite yet. Torrent Storm dealing significant amount of CC, but it feels inevitable that they will be able to get this Kunkin kill. So Liquid are going to end up finding 3, trying to dive the Ogre, but not going to happen. Insania gets the kill. Liquid with a 3-0 fight. Are they alive? It all started with dead in the water, by the way.
For the first time in the last 15 minutes, they jump Axe, right? Yeah. With the exception of the Sven killing himself on Axe. So they find the key target, they pile on him. I think Collapse had BKB on cooldown as well, so that made the kill that much easier, and they finally strike back and get something going their way. Gonna need a lot more of those though, as obviously can't guarantee in the next fight that the conditions are going to be the same. You see the BKB cooldown in the bottom, 5 seconds until that would have been ready. And that, honestly, I think they would have turned this fight around entirely with that BKB usage. So very big for Liquid that they timed that out. And Yatoro, who was trying to help, ends up being collateral. So obviously, in hindsight, Spirit better off just letting their Axe die there and recognizing, okay, he got caught, he was out of position, let it be, but they're trying to make the most of it into a fight and end up getting punished big time, losing all 3 cores.
Yeah, and we should mention all 3 cores for Spirit are melee, so dead in the water. Not to talk about that again, but I'd love to.
pretty damn strong. You don't want to group up against the likes of RP and the Tidehunter Ravage and whatnot.
Oh,
Cool.
nice.
Yataro's going to show himself. Kraken Shell activates, but this is going to be way too much damage. Didn't even bother using Dead in the Water. Did you get gold for that?
Yeah, it gives 50, I think.
Oh, 50.
Yeah. 10 gold per hit, you know?
Very nice. Like a little baby Midas for the enemy team.
Well,
I think that is an underrated shard, though, I will say.
it is. I mean, it is very good. It's also been... It's become a lot more popular on Tides in this tournament than it was previously. I think they've really picked up on how good the item is, and we're seeing the promise of what it can do in this game. Liquid's conditions are just too hard. They're just very, very far behind, so it's going to take some sort of really clean engagement. I'm still looking toward the Magnus to kind of be the big playmaker here. I think you need to go for some sort of displacement plays where you skewer somebody into a bad spot and then take the fight from there. Because that thing with Collapse last fight, as great as that was, it's unlikely to happen again in the same way, just because that was the perfect storm of him not having BKB and being out of position, and his teammates not being in the right spot to help him. So it was a great punish from Liquid, but they're going to need more of them. 13k is still a mountain to climb. Roche is up in 2 to 5 minutes. Wonder if Spirit, they're kind of looking at high ground here, which is
okay. There's the call. Yatoro comes in again. Do they have enough to get on this Ravage? But he dies shortly after.
Does have buyback, though. Maybe a bit of a mistake. He's going to use that buyback right now. As Mickey coming in, he's going to be able to delete Mirror to start this fight. His Collapse is being chased now. The Egg doing a massive amount of damage with that Sunray applied as well. Beautiful shot from Approachka. And a nice RP coming in so very soon as Nisha doing a decent amount of damage, but now, can they do enough? Skewer back with the anchor applied, and another call comes in, though. It's Yatoro, and everybody is super low. Collapse somehow lives. Meteor Hammer of all things causes the death of Yatoro. And Laurel TPing out on the other side of the tree line. He will be okay, so it's a 3 for 2. Favor of Spirit. They maintain that gem, it looks like.
Yeah, that was a pretty big win for them. They got the Zai buyback as well, so essentially a 4 for 2 there. Keep expanding their limit. I think that really caught Liquid off guard. It's one of those moments where you kind of just can't believe they just go for it like that, right? It's like you're standing on your high ground, heroes are missing, you could get counterplayed on, but they immediately just jump him in the base. It's very clear here that Liquid were not expecting this. Look at their hero base. Nobody nearby except for Grim, who can't save
Adios.
Has to buy back to sort this out. Nice quick kill there from Mickey, isolating the Willow. It's very important for this to not turn into a complete travesty, because if he doesn't even find Willow here, I think they barely even get a kill. But this
I like the RP and the Egg kind of traded stuns. Both were stunned for quite a while, so kind of
this re-engagement Collapse, super clutch, despite missing the call there. Possibly a lane of barracks. I actually think CK could have turned and won this fight plus a lane. With just one crit heal, he could have kept going, but they do finish him off and at the very least stay afloat. But another great fight from Spirit. Again, it's all these Collapse jumps. They combo with him so well. They put the Bedlam on him. They put Sunray on his initiation. They have the Torrent and Torrent Storm follow-up and Boat. There's just so much stuff. And Liquid playing without any sort of key save really makes this last pick work so wonderfully. Really, well, like when you look at this Spirit draft just on paper in this patch, I think it's just super, super strong. It has everything you want. It has catch, team fight, strong laning, and late game scaling. And all of the heroes work well in pairs or in trios to even take skirmishes. So you just have so many, like the decision-making tree is just so big for you. You can do all sorts of things, whereas Liquid's is a lot more pigeonholed into one style. And that means if that style doesn't work, if you don't find that exact type of fight, you're playing Spirit's game.
Smoke from Liquid. Satanic
this is
now
what they want to
online
do.
for Nisha. Ready to go. Will they find each other, though, as Roche? We can see will be up in 30 seconds.
Here.
The shield room, he's going to get the initiation up onto this Fen with the Sunray coming from the Egg as well. As Nisha looking for the RP potentially, he's going to be able to skewer a couple away. Storm will fall, there's the right clicks to command, but Mickey is extremely low. He will fall. The anchor comes out along with the Ravage as well, but that's a dead Nisha. Already 2 cores dead for Liquid. And this is looking very, very bad for them as Zai stuck between a bunch of brambles will eventually be brought down as well. 3 for nothing, make it 4 as that chop potentially brings this game to an end as Insania on the high ground in his base. Will be the lone survivor for Liquid, but now they're on the doorstep with Spirit.
Can't appreciate that voice line usage. Shout out to Karen Flax. That was very nice. Well, he did survive.
Yep, true.
He was the one hero alive that still had a voice to yell help, but there was nobody to help him, so, you know.
Now knocking on the door is Yatoro and Team Spirit. How much will they get?
At the very least one lane. Has half a minute on Sven Mag and a minute on Tide.
I mean, Sven will have ult when he's back. That is something, but
It just feels like...
no Ravage, no RP.
Yeah, how do you fight without Tide and RP, right? You have these two big ultis, so when they're not available...
You do have Dead in the Water, though.
That's true. That's a great ult.
Okay, now that we're going to have a slight break here, I have a very important mechanics question to ask you.
Go again.
I don't know the answer to it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know, sorry.
Okay. So
Ask
moving
someone
on.
else. Ask Fog backstage. He knows everything.
So how do illusions work against Dead in the Water? Do they count as half a hit, a fourth of a hit? Like the CK illusions versus Anchor, or versus Dead in the Water?
That's a very good question. I'm sure we'll figure that out later.
Appreciate you joining me as always. Yatoro looking for the second Roche of the game. And it's going to be a freebie for Team Spirit as they are in the driver's seat right now of this game number one. But of course, it is a best of three, and these teams, like we said, have had a lot of back and forth throughout this year. Almost an even record between the two, but I feel like their last really big matchup as Torby's being taken on the sideline here, it looks like, was Riyadh. It was a 3-1 for Spirit. And even though Liquid did win one game, the 3 wins for Spirit were very decisive. I would say it was not very close overall. So they've had their number more recently, I suppose.
And now they're also going to have the Aegis and Cheese. And is that a full Scott? Oh my goodness. Yatoro is enormous. Completes up the Eye of Scotty now. So now rocking about 27 armor as well as 4,500 health. You put a Sunray on that, you put a Ghost Ship on that. Put an Aegis on it too, so you got to deal with it twice. The work's definitely cut out for Liquid. And the problem is here, even if you do kill him right, you're only taking fights during BKB, but what happens when the fights get long, right? Can you actually even stick on targets? There's so many problems. You have to deal with the Torrent Storm, the constant tidal waves for your melee course, navigating brambles. Well, they find Mira, so that's something.
Honestly, for people that have been watching a lot of Dark Willow, that was kind of cathartic to watch her die in that manner. Just being tided horribly. It is a very valuable pick. We've seen it as core a lot of the time, but the fact that it can be flexible.
Okay, Mike is in.
Okay. Yes, Niche on the sideline uses the harpoon as well. RP coming out. Only on one though. Kunkka is super healthy. Yataro still ready to go on the outskirts of his calling though. Kunkka getting a bit low. He's going to be able to stay alive. There's a soulbind onto 2. This is going to turn into anything though. Big Ravage coming onto 3. They will find Laurel in the end. So Liquid off to a pretty good start. But can Spirit try to capitalize? Dark Will is still dead from earlier, so just like that, it's a 3v5. It's still Aegis intact for Spirit. There's the call, re-aggression from Collapse. Yatoro coming in with that silver edge. Gonna get skewered to the other side, though. Can he arm talk away? No, it's gonna be a fear to the other side, and that is the Aegis down. They will get Zai. And Sania looks like he'll be able to TP out, so it cost them the Aegis. I mean,
That was
considering how this game is going, that's not that bad for Liquid, but they did expend a lot of big ults that have long cooldowns.
That was honestly masterfully played by Liquid. I think that fight is exceptionally difficult to get that result in. They did so many things right about, you know, just being super patient on the Tide with the Ravage, about poking and prodding to try to force Spirit's heroes into bad positions, but they still stood firm. If this wasn't as one-sided of a game as it is, that would have been such an awesome fight for them. I think that was the best executed fight of the whole game, but the fact of the matter is you're just too poor. So it's got to be even better than that. And keep in mind, it was a 4v5 as well, right? There was no Willow in that, so. But they're doing their best. They're doing what their lineup can right now. Okay. Paladin Sword.
Aghanim Scepter for Mr. Collapse.
Did he buy it? Very nice. There you go. Now he just needs the Arcane Blink, right?
Well,
and Octarine.
He's going to get Refresher, which kind of does that, right? That's the big boys version of that build, I suppose. But yeah, now his call will have less cooldown. This Ag is actually super value. Lowers the cooldown of Berserker's call for some reason, right? And anybody that's called will be Battle Hunger. Now Battle Hunger will steal armor, essentially. So pretty damn good. I think this was like... This was buffed like 10 different times, just very small increments.
Yeah.
Now I think it's actually crazy.
Oh, Nisha. Nisha.
At the call from Collapse. Will they be able to get this kill? The Soulbind is there, though. Shield Rune activated right now onto Laurel, so he's super tanky. Torrent Storm is there.
Oh, the Storm right off the bat! Oh, that's not where
you want to be, Nisha. He is dead. No buyback.
It's just
very unlucky.
On the fast BKB and then ends up dying into a
Going
collapse.
to the base now. Insania is their target. He's going to get tidal wave back into the fray. He will likely fall shortly after. 2 for nothing. And now Yatora looking for another set of barracks. There's the fortification from Liquid though. 30k lead for Spirit.
They don't know for a fact. They don't know for a fact there's no buyback on Magnus, so they might be a little bit wary here, but I think if anything, they would just like to force it out. Yatoro's got to feel super confident with the coverage that he has, and even without an Aegis, he can frontline with BKB ready. It's just not really possible for Liquid's heroes to kill him through these 5,000 health and all this armor and the backup. So it's just going to keep going. That's the second lane, and they're already pinging mid. Okay, well, if Magnus didn't buy back for this one, he probably doesn't have it at all, is the call here, and they're right. It's hard to imagine how this doesn't turn into mega creeps. You need to do some sort of crazy stalling tactics, but you don't have the heroes for it.
A dead shot to start things out. Try to delay as much as possible. Calling down as well as Mickey looking for an opening, but it's going to be the range racks in a minute. If they get the melee, that is going to be megas. Still 10 seconds without the Magnus. Zai can get initiated. I can't even use dead in the water. He's just dead in the water himself. 70 seconds of no tide, and that is now mega creeps for Spirit. And they're going to be able to get out without losing a single member of their team. Let's see how disciplined they want to be. Because they don't know that Zai doesn't have buyback, I believe.
Right.
He's 700 gold off, so it's not time limited.
Collapse is going to blink call the wave.
Yeah, very important to do that with the Agnes effort because it applies battle hunger to everybody's Mickey. Trying to keep him at bay as there's a skewer in from Nisha onto the Kunkka. Laurel in a bit of trouble. Nice egg with the Sunder, going to keep him quite healthy. But look at the damage being applied from Team Spirit. They're just destroying Liquid and boxing on the outskirts. GG's called, and Team Spirit completely dominate game number 1.
Yeah, that was just world class. I don't really know what else to say. Made Liquid look... I mean, they made Liquid look weak, but I also think there's some clear adjustments that Liquid can make going into the next game in terms of draft and overall strategy. They felt a little bit stifled, too much of the same thing in their strategy, and Spirit just were able to effectively win the game primarily through skirmishing, right? They recognized, okay, Liquid's lineup wants to take these big 5-on-5 engagements. What we're going to do is we're just going to have Axe blink call the first guy, we're going to pile on that guy and kill him, and then their combo kind of falls apart. So as long as Collapse gets to have this kind of a start, he gets to set everything up like he did.
I mean, we talked up his Axe.
Yep.
Into the game.
He delivers every time, it feels like.
15, 2, and 15. That is a dominant performance in the upper bracket. Just one more win away from securing, I believe it's top 3 in TI-12.
And as much as we highlighted him, he played really well, right? And Blitz talked about in the pregame interview, he's like, Miposhka is the most annoying player in the world to play against. He played a phenomenal safe lane Phoenix. We didn't really cover it that much in this game, but just got off to a really good start. He ends the game 7-3 and 26 as position 5 Phoenix in this game, and his egg placements, his sunrays in these team fights were phenomenal. So a lot of people you can praise in this game. I think everybody on Spirit really showed up.
Okay, I believe the panel is ready to break this one down. What do you guys have to say about Collapse?
Oh, we have a lot to say. Thank you so much, Sunsfan and Cinnamon. We have a lot to say about Collapse. I wanna take our attention to Collapse's Axe because I looked up the stats. The hero has been played 4 times over the entire event. Didn't do great, 50% win rate. What was that?
That was Collapse Axe. I mean, the guy is amazing on the hero. He always has been. Even when the hero isn't in meta, he'll still pull it out of his pocket and get those clutch wins with it. He was phenomenal. He used every inch of any advantage they had on the map to put so much danger. Like, you had Liquid playing on Ward's top, and then Tide wants to push out bot. They didn't give him that space. You're not allowed. Not even one wave.
Oh, no.
Oh, this one was so painful.
Oh. It's just this is a blade mail meta. Everybody buys blade mail on literally every hero on the Sun. So this was painful to you.
Yeah, I mean, this game, it was, Collapse had a 10-minute, 40-second blink dagger plus Vanguard, and then nearly less than a minute later, he's looking at Zion mid lane on the Tide, he's meter having mid, instantly kills him off, and you could feel that this entire game was set around the pace of when can Axe initiate. Sure, it did have a couple opportunities where Liquid maybe got a turnaround kill or two, but the entire theme was just pick-off after pick-off after pick-off. And for me, when you look back in hindsight for Liquid's draft, it's 3 melee cores running into a Phoenix, a Kunkka, a Willow, an Axe. It's not the most comfortable of lineups to play into when you aren't leading from laning phase.
I mean, definitely. I was just looking at it. It's like I was having some flashbacks to some famous player from OG playing this Axe. So definitely, I mean, that looked even better. So it goes to say something. Collapse is one of those players that really start to shine when there's everything on the line. You don't really see much of him during the year, but when it comes to big tournaments, TIs, he always performs.
Yeah, we did see a glimpse of what Team Liquid was going for. We heard our commentary team say it. It was too late at that point. They were too far behind. How do you play into a deficit like this, Matu? If you're on the losing side, you know your only way is to try to claw back in. How do you do that?
It's practically impossible. Just the nature of these heroes is that Liquid's heroes cannot team fight against Team Spirit's heroes without BKBs. But before BKBs, they just simply bled too much that they couldn't take a nice fight at all. And basically, from minute 15, there was 10 minutes of Spirit dominance, and the game, in my eyes, it just ended there. Like, there's no coming back from this kind of deficit.
I mean, it all started right at that 50-minute mark you're talking about. They're trying to kill Collapse, it's Axe by himself, and then it's like Murta goes in, and then Tide comes in, and then Matt goes in. It's like, and if you're not killing him then, you know the next 10-20 minutes of the game is going to be Team Spirit show to put on, and that they did.
It was pretty bad when Nisha didn't use the RP on the Axe. That kind of like it led to his death and them not getting the kill, things spiraling out of control. He went for that harpoon as well, which I think was maybe a bit greedy playing into Kunkka. I just want to say, by the way, we talk up Collapse. There's a reason VP banned Kunkka all 3 games they played against him, and that was one of the closest series of this TI so far. LOL is really damn good at Kunkka. Like, insanely good. The way he plays off of the shard and the like everything, all his combos, he makes the fights impossible to play when he has all that. Oh my god, it's even hard to articulate. He's just really on point with his spell usage and makes you feel pressured. Like, how can you fight when your BKBs are being popped before the fight's even begun because he's catching you out of position? Like, LOL just plays amazing Kunkka.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, yeah, he does.
Yeah. He plays amazing Kunkka, and I will say, I mean, everybody on the side of Team Spirit felt like you could make a case for them that they had an amazing game, because Team Spirit as a whole had an amazing game, and they have had amazing games against Team Liquid in the past. And on paper, I mean, yeah, they did that in the last grand finals they met, but people have been saying Western Europe doing so good, you know, really a force to be reckoned with, but well, Team Spirit knows how to reckon with it, and I look forward to hearing what Purge has to say on the matter.
Thank you, Shiver. Yeah, we might be at the tail end of one of the most dominant reigns of any region in Dota 2 history, and that's the Western European region. In fact, they've been podium finishing at every single tournament since the last TI. We saw Team Tundra win, claiming the Aegis. They beat Team Secret, and Team Liquid ended up getting 3rd place at that tournament. And every major, Valve major since that period has been Gaming Gladiators playing against Team Liquid. But it's not just those 2 teams that have been doing well. Across the Western European region, they've had amazing placements. At the Lima Major, they had 3 Western European teams in the top 6. At the Berlin Major, they had 4 within top 6. And 4 months ago at Bali, every single Western European team that showed up to that tournament got a top 4 finish. Incredible results for them. But now things are finally seeming a little different at this tournament. We only have 2 Western European teams remaining, and no surprise, it is the best 2, Gaming Gladiators and Team Liquid. Now, Gaming Gladiators, they had a rough end of the group stage, and that led them into the lower bracket. But since then, they haven't dropped a single game in 3 matches. And before this one that we just saw Liquid play, they also hadn't dropped a game. So they've been doing fantastic. So Liquid is without the doubt the 2nd best team of the year, but if there's any team in contention, it is definitely Team Spirit, who's been doing great the last couple months. They won Dream League Season 21, they won Riyadh Masters against Team Liquid, and now they're looking TI worthy again, as we saw from that first game. So we'll see if Team Liquid can bring it back, because otherwise it is going to be the end to the reign of Western European Dota for this year.
Thank you very much, Purge. And not just that, I mean, yeah, they have to face each other. If Team Liquid lose here, they would have to face Gaming Gladiators in that lower bracket. So that's going to be one of the 2 eliminated right there. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, because this was only game 1 of a best of 3. And normally adaptation Matu happens at this stage.
Of course. you gotta change something. I feel like Liquid fumbled the first game. I don't really see that they had a fighting chance in this game, and I think Blitz and Zai are gonna figure out something on the back room and come guns blazing, you know.
Yeah, maybe pick up some heroes that, I don't know, will come out of the blue that haven't been picked yet, for example. I'm sure some people would love to see a Timbersaw. Casey?
Hello, friends. TI has been quite a bit of fun so far. I think we can all agree on that. However, there is one hero, I mean, there are many, but there is one hero that I care about that has not been picked, and that is Timbersaw. Okay, who am I?
Casey.
No, I didn't mean... No, I did not mean you do know who I am. I mean who I'm dressed as.
Timbersaw.
Timbersaw? Who said techies? Okay, I want to ask, can I count on your support to say that Timbersaw should be picked?
Timbersaw definitely should be picked.
I would have guessed Timbersaw.
Good answer. Thank you. Okay, I'm supposed to ask you what your dog's name is?
My dog's name is Timber for Timbersaw.
Yes! Justice for Timbersaw! Justice for Timbersaw!
Justice for Timbersaw! Justice for Timbersaw!
I feel like you guys would chant whatever I...
Justice for Timbersaw!
The crowds are asking for him by name.
It really rolls off the tongue. It really does roll off the tongue. Justice for Timbersaw. Teagup, could you give us a quick summary as to why we do not see Timbersaw?
Yeah, so there's only been two top 8 TI players right now who are playing it in their pubs. That's New and Collapse. All 3 of them tried playing it and they've lost 90 MMR collectively. They've not won a single game. Yeah, it's just not that strong right now, and games lasting so long into the 45-50 minute marks, Timbersaw falls off naturally. You want to pick this hero to dominate the lane, win within 25-30. You don't really like scaling too much unless you're ATF, where you might have a different perception on the hero. But yeah, sorry guys, sorry Casey.
Bad hero.
Bad hero.
But this is for all the Timbersaw fans, this is good news. Because at the moment, all you want to do is watch Dota, and that's great. And when you come back from watching it, or when you're done watching it, you want to play Dota. And what normally happens at some point, maybe there's a patch, maybe he gets buffed. Normally if a hero doesn't get picked, they get buffed, guys. That's what you want.
Are you leaking something right now?
No, I have no idea. I have actually, this is disclaimer, I have no clue if there will be a patch or if Timbersaw will be.
Yeah, well, then you just get the cycle where Meepo gets buffed one time, gets played in like 3 pro games, and then he gets nerfed back into irrelevance.
I feel like someone is...
That's true, we need a rework for that hero.
Exactly.
I feel like someone's a little bit too personally invested in this topic.
Every time.
Every time. Speaking of personally invested, Matu, your boys, they need your help, right? This is where they need to change something, and you're talking about how at the moment Zai and Will are talking about what they should do different. Last year that was you and Will. What would you do? What would you say?
What would I say?
Yeah, what would you change?
For these kind of games, you need to reset instantly. You just gotta tell the guys like, okay, we messed up, you know? It's life, it happens. Like even the best is, they're gonna mess up the draft or the play. We just go for the next one. I mean, last year these guys were with me and Zai as well, and we faced elimination a million times. I was just telling guys, here we go again, let's go.
It is, to be honest, if you're a Team Liquid fan, you are very familiar with these situations. With, indeed, it was oftentimes Liquid winning at the end, so I'm awful. I can only imagine. Looking ahead for game number 2 here as well, Tiga, it's not only Liquid side that we have to think about, but also on the side of Team Spirit. It went flawlessly, but you busted out the axe. This is now a hero that is going to be on the radar and will be addressed.
Yeah, I think it's nice just having these heroes in the back of your opponent's mind, because with the new drafting changes, there's not enough bans to take away, specialty players. And I think the cool thing, at least with Collapse, is like no one thinks or cares about an axe, and then it just appears, and you're like, now we have to think about it. I don't think Liquid are going to overreact and think about it in this next game. If anything, it's more going to be, okay, Spirit can do this to us. Maybe the Muerta is the big discussion for me. It's they're picking it, they're trying to flex it, they're trying to keep it open. They weren't doing it that much beforehand. They did it once, they lost. They first picked it, put a carry, they won. So maybe that week break, trying to force Muerta a little bit more than they need to. I think they might put that idea to the side, or if they do pick it up, don't kind of put themselves in this position of having 3 melee cores into everything of Spirit. Like, that's when the Axe looks insane.
Yeah, it did look pretty good. When we're looking at this matchup as well, a bit of an elephant in the room, maybe, Sheep, but Team Spirit often has in the last few months. Once Team Spirit started reaching peak form again, they've had Team Liquid's number. What about their playstyle matches up so well against them?
I think in this case, they definitely just had a better draft. I think there's definitely potential there for Liquid to come back and make it even.
Yeah.
I do think that the problem is like we said, these teams both have really good infrastructure. They just have really solid like gameplay. When you're playing against Liquid, it's very important not to just panic and let things snowball. And Spirit are very good at the early game. They improved that from the beginning of the year, and now they're just very stable. That's hard to break apart.
That is hard to break apart. Perhaps something that might be making a difference here for game number 2 as the players once again walk out on stage to take their place in the booths. One thing that might be different in game number 2 is the pick order. Now that sounds pretty lame in terms of, oh, the pick orders changed, guys. Woohoo! But it might actually make a big strategic difference, team.
Pick order.
I mean, it's okay. It's not a great, you know, it's not a.
No, it is, but
It's not a hype topic, but it kind of is as well.
To try and summarize it as easily as possible without any graphics or anything.
Yes.
First pick, you have 3 bans into 1 pick, and then you have 2 bans in the next phase. So you basically are forcing your opponent to instantly react to your 1 pick. You then get double the amount of bans in the next phase.
Yep.
And you close out the end of the second phase after seeing 4 heroes. So you pretty much have 3 points within the draft where you have at least the edge on your opponent. And then what does your opponent get? I get last pick, yay! That's it, that's all they really get. So first pick, in like, without any showing you, I think it is just conceptually very powerful. I hope
I mean, I do agree. First
nice.
OP.
There we go.
That's all there is to say about it. You get to pick the most imba hero in the meta, and this time Team Spirit picked Phoenix. Liquid didn't answer it at all in the last game, and it was like, is it just me? I just find it ridiculous. They're picking like the most played hero of the tournament, almost Phoenix, and not a single hero in Liquid's lineup is going to answer that. And coupled with the Axe, it was just carnage.
Yeah, no one could hit the egg at any point in that game. It was just bad. I did not like the Muerta response. I think if you're putting it on support, you need to make sure that she's not going to be able to rotate. She's going to maybe lack some damage early. This hero's kind of greedy, wants to buy like Atos, so on. You're picking a Grimstroke that can't really play with her. You're picking a Tide that kind of ends up getting countered by this Axe. Your Sven wants to farm, and then you pick a Magnus last pick, and you try and buy a Harpoon and then play with them. And you saw how the moves went. They just lacked damage. There was no real cohesion or idea to any of the heroes they picked. They did not combo with each other, other than we have lots of team fight, but our team fight is countered by Phoenix, so okay.
Wowzers. The issue as well is, unfortunately right now, we're in a position where the Snapfire, the Miranda's been picked 4 times, Snapfire's been picked 5 times. I think TSM was one of the better teams at doing this, where Ari would play the Snapfire in the 4 position, he would still play for that traditional I see egg, I kill egg, but not many teams put themselves in a position where they can do that. Like, Miranda's kind of a dead hero. Snapfire 4, I think, has legs to it, especially in this very aggro meta, but you need the 4 player to want to play it. And outside of that, it's like, who else really wants to kill the egg? Muerta can, but it's not as nice and as traditional as the 2 heroes that I mentioned.
We've seen Lina make a little bit of a comeback. From mid lane.
The only issue with Lina is that with the whole tanky meta, she kind of got shoved out a bit because she's just easy to kill. I've seen that she seems to struggle into the current heroes. And then you would be going the Axe build anyway and trying to do that magic burst rather than the like turret style, long range, pew pew.
There's a very easy solution though. We heard the coach interview, we heard an interview with Blitz right before the game started, and he mentioned like, oh, Miposhka is on absolute fire this international, so we banned out his Enchantress. I feel like maybe just ban out his Phoenix. This was the first time he played Phoenix, so maybe they just didn't see it coming that much. But maybe that's just a solution. That being said, if Team Liquid is first pick, it means they only, which is still a lot, but only have 3 bans. And that might not be enough to ban out all the comfort heroes of Team Liquid. But we're going to find out what's going to happen at the start of the game as it's happening right now.
Team Spirit versus Team Liquid. Game 2.
Game 2 coming our way in the upper bracket semifinals, so no one will be eliminated from this series. However, in the lower bracket is Grim Reaper Gaming Gladiators, and that is not someone you want to meet there. Team Liquid now with their backs against the rope to meet that fate down below in the lower bracket. They will be on the Radiant side once again. Now we got Team Spirit on the Dire side. The pick order did change, so we got Team Liquid with the first pick advantage, as I'll say. That is the preferred pick side for most teams. That being said, Radiant side also preferred, so I feel like for Liquid it's Christmas team.
Yeah, so Radiant being the preferred side as well, because your safe in jungle is just larger than the Dire jungle, so during the points of farm, it is harder to smoke from the Dire side into Radiant, find that hero, quickly get a kill, and then back away. And then of course the 20-minute Roshan time being daytime on the Radiant side, so there's a lot of small advantages to that, and on top they have the pick, so yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, and Sheep, they addressed the Kunga issue that you mentioned.
Very good. Thank you, Liquid. I will actually say VP, I think maybe, I don't know if it's regional familiarity, but when they played in the game that they actually kind of stopped Spirit in, VP banned Primal Beast, Enchantress, Kunkka, and Phoenix. So pointing out the Phoenix as a good ban was also a great shout.
Thank you. Analyst Cheever now. I know you're looking very skeptic. No need for
He
that.
knows his job is in danger, Sheep.
It's all good. All right, let's see what we got then, because yeah, Enchantress Kunkka removed from the pool. We got Team Spirit removing the Primal, the Bristle, the Treant Protector as well. They're now thinking about their last one. I'm gonna mention a couple of heroes that are still in the pool that were banned last, because CK, Chaos Knight, now banned as well. As Matu mentioned, a hero that is very popular at the moment, but Nature's Prophet, Ancient Apparition, still in the pool as they were banned last time, and also Spiritbreaker Brewmaster. And then with that, the Phoenix we already mentioned. So pick your poison, Matu. Which one are you gonna go for?
As for Liquid, I mean, I would prefer the Grimstroke. I feel like he has the most flexibility out of all of them, and I just feel like this hero does some crazy stuff, to be honest. Not much to say about that.
All right, fair enough. They're going into their bonus time for this ban. That being said, Spirit did the same thing. It's kind of unusual to see that. But they do ban out the Brewmaster and they pick up Space Cow.
Yeah, and again, when we think about the hour-long games, Spiritbreaker undefeated. Hopefully, actually, you know what?
Have you seen how fast previous game was?
Yeah, but I want an hour-long game. You know, I need some like nail biter of a game too.
We just had a 78 whatever minute. Were you not satisfied?
No, I want every game to be that long.
Let's go.
But no, so for Liquid, of course, when you say pick their poison, they go for Spiritbreaker. I think at least with Liquid, they are demonstrating that they can put it in 4 or 3. And instantly, Spirit going for a very snap counter pick response here. You have Disrupt to just save whoever's getting jumped on to prevent Spiritbreaker charging away. And also with your ultimate, with that Purge, just stopping Spiritbreaker being so tanky with the bulldozer. So yeah, overall, a very good pick, and they can put it 4 or 5 wherever they need to. So if they want to give it more farm priority, that is available for them as well.
Something I really loved when we saw Spiritbreaker played earlier today in some matches was the supports and their warding. If you're able to put wards like deeper on the map and give vision to like camps, then you can use that to see if you didn't have wards set up in lanes. So I really liked seeing that earlier. I would love to see that utilized again. If this is a core Spiritbreaker, we've seen the effect of how annoying this hero can be when he just takes your waves, doesn't let you push, causes problems.
I have this feeling it's not going to be core this time because the SD already picked them.
Yeah.
I feel like SD really hard counters like Spiritbreaker.
Yeah.
Because in the previous years, they didn't have a single way to deal with Spiritbreaker. She was just absolutely rating free, charging anything he wants, like he wants, and do whatever he wants. But this game, I feel like it's not going to be that easy.
Yeah, that's why I think I need to double check, but the Nature's Prophet that they played, did they play it support or did they play it off lane?
On the side of Liquid,
yeah,
they have played Nature's Prophet only on Boxy so far.
Okay, sure.
And for Spiritbreaker, they played it on both.
Sure, okay. I was just thinking, like, I want to see that really aggressive ranged hero to play with the Spiritbreaker, because if SD is 5, you don't really play forwards in the lane. You might disrupt to annoy someone, but I want to use the Spiritbreaker 4 position to then body for your offlaner to just really obliterate that lane, and then from there, you can take the fight elsewhere.
They're banning out the Invoker and the Tusk on the side of Team Liquid. Are those 2 bans that we can learn something from, Matu?
I just really like that approach because obviously Laura hasn't been to the scene for that long, and he definitely has his like the best heroes. When I think of Laura, I think of Kunkka, I think of Invoker. Just get him out of there and just let him play something he's maybe not as good at. Like if he's like god tier at these heroes, he might be like pro level at the other ones. So you need to make things easier for yourself too.
Get him out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
I know he plays the mean Zeus as well, but I don't think that hero is really pickable at the moment.
Sidebar. I'm really upset that both Shaker and Ogre aren't in the meta, only because of when they're picked here, we get to see them clapping.
Sure, but Shaker is in the meta. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's not picked though. It meant in this series meta then.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, it's like, you know, we've seen quite a few
for Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
Yeah.
Saturday claps. That is okay. That's fine.
Guys, there's at least 3 more games that are happening on stage. You know.
It better happen today, or at least on the weekend.
All right. I will say something I would like to see is if Spirit have a Shadow Demon, usually you see that accompanied. Oh my god, Phoenix got through. Well, GG. Anyway, with Shadow Demon, usually you see that accompanying these carries that really like to use it, like the Luna, CK's Band type thing. If they're able to have a Phoenix like this and ball up in a group, it makes Spirit Breaker, especially on support, which we're leaning towards, much less effective. Like, you want to be able to play off pickoffs. This hero cannot deal with swarms of heroes. So if Spirit turn their drafts in that direction, I want Liquid to be able to address that now in advance.
Yeah, the key thing here is this Spirit Breaker, you charge, there's Disruption, there's an egg. Both supports now can actually protect themselves against a core Spirit Breaker, and that's why I kind of lean to Matu's point. I would like to see them push it more into a support role. We've seen VP do it with FNG, Liquid do it with Boxy. It doesn't have to be a core. Like, just because all the other teams are doing it, I think drafting-wise, it should be the 4.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I feel like Liquid is in some trouble already. I don't like how this is exactly set up for them. I feel like SD Phoenix very good against Spirit Breaker, and now you have to kind of decide what you want to do. And after this 3rd pick, Spirit is gonna have like the what's it called, like the advantage in regards of like answering what Team Liquid wants to build, because they have to show a core hero now.
The Pugna's pretty nice though. If I look at the supports of Spirit, they are now kind of what Liquid had last game, which is pretty low damage supports. You're playing into a Pugna. If this is also a support, he's gonna be able to hit that life drain, heal his carry up. If they don't have ways to kind of bust through that, sustain, I think Liquid's cores could look really scary.
I mean, Pugna is Imba, I'm sure. Yeah. People don't pick it as much as I like to. Just by watching it.
Well, so far this is going to be the first time Team Liquid plays it at this international, so it will be interesting to see what they do with it.
When Spirit played it, it looked really good.
Yeah. But then again, all of the games that Spirit has played made them look really good. They've only dropped 1 game so far, as Sheep mentioned earlier, against Virtus Pro.
This lineup from Liquid though is very, after laning phase, they play off of each other, right? They want to look to progress towers with the Pugna. They can, depending on the meta field, also take a lot of cheap fights. And for Spirit, they are very scary in the defensive position. But if the game goes high pace, these heroes aren't the best at playing into that. So I think Liquid, yes, it might look a little bit volatile right now, but if they can dictate the game, they should be okay. And for Spirit, they're kind of following down the same path here. It's like, okay, you want to run it? Oh, sure. But we'll put a timer in your game plan now. If you make an error, you lose.
That is classic Steam Sphere gameplay. They just kind of wait for you to come to us, and you know, then they sweep the floor with you. I personally hate it. I've been the victim of it.
You hate it because it's good, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great. Like, it works. It just works. Cap your own ward. Just keep farming. They come to you because they're frustrated. The game is not progressing like we want it to. And then, you know, like, one fight and GG.
The only time when you look at these heroes though, they don't really push out the lanes as quickly. So the next 2 picks, I would assume they need to kind of have that type of thing built into them. Otherwise, how do they actually get to the later portion of the game?
They really need some brawlers now.
Yeah,
guys who do damage, they're tanky, they run around. Blade mail heroes.
Yay!
Yay!
We mean Axe? We got our Spirit picked up. We had that as a last phase ban previously. This is most likely going to be the hero that Laura will play. I have not seen him play it yet though.
But he can. All reliable lol.
Yeah.
I think it's a really hard game now to be a Pugna at the very least. I'm glad that they addressed it as heavily as they did. These heroes are just good in general, good this meta. But the number one problem with playing against Pugna is if you don't have wasted backline jump, and now they have it.
Ooh. Weaver coming out.
I can't tell if that is the lane support for a Spirit Breaker core, or if it's the support for, or if it's also a core off
We've
lane.
seen Weaver off lane from other teams.
Yeah.
We've seen Weaver carry from other teams as well. I think depending on what lane it goes to, the main point here is Liquid is trying to win their lanes and continue their games, continue the moves, and that's really scary because it kind of goes against the general meta that we've seen, especially because they don't have the cleanest, consistent form of tower damage. Pugna is, but he dies once and that's it. It's over, right? So, well, that siege is over. Sorry.
I want to see the Weaver on core. I just think that you're giving yourself another way to deal with Egg. You're giving a hero that is going to be able to play on the back line and make Shadow even have a terrible time.
But if you want to see Weaver on core, and you want to see Spirit Breaker on support,
yeah.
Where does Huerta go?
Carry. With Pugna.
Yeah, but that's also a core.
Wait, what?
You said
yeah, like Weaver off lane.
Oh,
Breaker support, carry Huerta.
Yeah. Sorry, in my head, core meant carry for a second there.
Oh, no.
It's all good.
I'm a little confused at the end myself. I can't really make out what is what here. Like, what is exactly supposed to be what? But the Weaver, hopefully, is a carry. Because support Weaver doesn't have that big of an impact towards like these supports that are just standing back. She needs to be able to do damage towards them, yeah?
Like they have no traditional front line. The front line comes through how aggressive they can play, right? Spirit Breaker wants to get into the front. Weaver can be super in your face, but they don't have that like rounding factor of it, and it really does go to the point where Liquid, they are going to be as quick as possible to win this game. Like their lanes will go well, their moves will be quick, and I think, I'm trying to think, for Spirit, they just need one of those anti-aggression type offlaners. Liquid's banning out Centaur, very stable, very good right now. There's a lot of the big strength offlaners still in play, even a Collapse Mars respect ban coming from Liquid.
Oh my god, I love Mars so much. I want to see him play this tournament. Seeing it banned makes me sad. We still have, what, like Tidehunter still in the pool if you want that type of offlaner.
Dawnbreaker as well.
Yeah.
Mag, Collapse Mag. Literally. Magnus. The best. Magnus. Oh, this is an awkward silence here. They don't like it, guys.
I want to.
I just want to know where Liquid's going with this this draft. It's a little bit like when you think of the current meta, like aggression's very good to some degree. Like gaming is showcasing how to win a game quickly, but Liquid's like adaptation on that is a little bit new, a little bit fresh, and they are one game away from then going potentially to lower bracket. But the Pangolier pick just continues down the path that we've been setting for them.
Liquid is the ultimate copycat team. Even when I was there, we didn't come up with our own stuff. We just stole stuff, made it better. Like, why would you go through all the trouble to make stuff good when you can just steal it?
Exactly. Twin 1-3 majors on a Pangolier, just steal it. Yoink, it's mine. Oh, look at him, he's so happy.
Is it imitation the purest form of flattery? So, you know.
And there's the beefy boy.
Watermelon reporting in.
Sorry, Magnus.
Yeah, when you look at the bans, right, it's like Centaur's banned, Mars is banned, Dawnbreaker might be a little bit too volatile for this type of game, and Tidehunter is that constant that you often find in a game, right? He will always soak up and buy you that one good fight.
Funnily enough, I actually prefer Liquid's lineup. I feel like Team Spirit's lineup lacks some damage. They're a little bit too reliant on their cooldowns, and Liquid's just gonna run them over.
I actually think they have the same problem that Liquid had last game when I look at their draft. It's like 2 low damage supports and a Tidehunter. Like, who is doing stuff for you? You need Law to like have the best game of his life.
Exactly.
Is the Phoenix addressed this time around? We had some criticism on that last time.
There's
Mapashka Phoenix back in action though.
Yeah, there's much better approaches to it. I think for Spirit, the whole game is how well does Earth Spirit do from mid lane to connect and kind of make things happen. If Earth Spirit shut down, then I think the points that Maddie's bring up about the static nature is going to come to light, right? And they're just going to be awkwardly reacting to a lot of Liquid moves.
It's still going to be tricky for Liquid. I mean, Team Spirit has all the circles in the world. If you just bash your head into them, you're going to lose. But if you can break the formation that Team Spirit has, it's going to fall apart very fast.
Exactly that.
I just want to point out, Zaya's on the Spirit Breaker. They did just put Carry Weaver, which is interesting. I mean, Spirit Breaker, I guess if he's tanking the spells, it's fine, right? Dude, I love that so much.
Oh, that is amazing. Shout out to the effort going into that one. Let's see if they can force out a third game here, of course, as well. But my panel, I mean, you guys are kind of split here. That's a good sign.
Oh no, I'm with Liquid. Liquid. You're with
Of course
Liquid.
you're with Liquid.
You're with Liquid. T, and you're with,
I
you're with
absolutely
Liquid, right?
love Liquid. Better. Love them. They're gonna win very quickly this game. Yes, but sorry, Master.
How about Shiva?
I mean, definitely. No, to be honest, I mean, I already said it. I would like to have a game number 3. But let's find out if Team Liquid can do it. As we first will head over to Tsunami, who is standing by with Coach Silent.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am joined by Silent of Team Spirit. A lot of the crowd on your side, which is something that's been kind of unusual for you at a TI experience, because TI10, you were underdogs. Coming into Singapore, yeah, you had the Arlington win, but you weren't favorites. Here, you guys are favorites right now. How does it feel?
No, I don't think we are favorites, for sure. Anyway, I don't feel like we are favorites. We are playing like some middle Dota, no, not the best.
You do know that you have lost very, very few games at this tournament so far, right?
Yeah, but look who we played. We played every team already eliminated.
Confirmation bias, you're telling me. Well, looks like you're about to eliminate Liquid, or at least send them down to lower bracket, and you're gonna do it with an Earth Spirit. I haven't seen Laurel playing this hero since Dream League Season 21. Why are you whipping it out now?
Oh, honestly, this game, a lot of mid heroes was banned, so wasn't what big, so we choose him.
You seem very casual about this whole thing, Silent. I think that attitude continues to bring your team to success. So let's hear it out for game number 2.
Welcome back to game number 2. According to Silent, the coach of Spirit, they suck ass. Do you agree, Cindric?
He said they're mid. That's something else.
Okay,
There's a little bit of a difference.
Might have first blood here potentially, as Mickey is already getting gone on.
He is.
A ton of damage via collapse. He's getting blocked a bit though, as Mickey will dropping just barely to the right click of Mira on that Shadow Demon collapse. He's going to end up getting traded out, so it's a 1-for-1 to start as Insanities continue the pressure onto Mira, but going to walk away, going their respective ways.
I feel like Spirit always make a point out of not being the favorites. I wonder if they truly think that they're not the favorite of this tournament, or at least one of them. They had a great group stage and a great score. I mean, he makes a fair point, right? They didn't primarily beat teams that are now eliminated, so it's easier to look good, but that first game against Liquid, which you could say is their hardest test so far, it also not look.
To be fair, if somebody asks you that question, you look like a giant douche if you say, yes, we are the favorites. That's a bad thing, usually, I would think.
I mean, you could maybe not say we're feeling mediocre.
Okay.
If you're winning like 92% of your games, you know, but
they're doing quite well.
Maybe their goalpost is just 100% win rate. So if you lose even one game, then it's a mediocre tournament for you.
Sure. No.
If you have that attitude, aren't you the favorites now?
I agree. I think a lot of people think that this is the replay.
I know. Here's your replay. Thank you.
Okay, I thought you almost pulled the Suns fan.
I did not. I would never. Yeah, I'm seeing the replay here, so I mean, pretty standard stuff for a little bit of a skirmish. Weaver is an exceptionally frail hero once Shukuchi is on cooldown. If you take the fight, it's a very long cooldown, level 1. It's 15 seconds on that spell, which sometimes people tend to forget because you just have this image of Shukuchi here, there, and everywhere, but that's obviously a later thing in the game, and got to be careful when which fights you take on this hero. But okay, so let's talk a little bit about the lineups. The panel was pointing out that Spirit's lineup is very teamfight heavy and very cooldown reliant, which is very true, but Koshka actually not letting us talk about lineups right now.
Right, charge into Blood Grenade, about the Fairy Fire, getting pursued, but Zion Company not able to pursue any further because of that tier 1 tower. Go ahead, Cinder.
Yeah, so a lot of teamfight on the side of Spirit, but maybe not the most catch. You've got Laurel who can roll in and kick people back, and then you have a follow through with the Shadow Step, but there isn't any, you don't have like that Blink Call from Axe that's just always going to land, or you know, the CK Shadow Blade in this game. The nature of the game will be different. On Liquid, we've got a way more clear-cut way of initiating with the charge into Pango combo. We've got Deadshot, and most importantly, as Matsu pointed out, their cooldowns are way shorter. So you can play more of a skirmishing style. It seems like a very clear approach from Liquid based on what they saw in game 1. They're like, okay, what we tried there didn't work. We're going to shake things up a lot. Like, this lineup is very, very different from what they ran in the game that we just saw played. We'll see if that adjustment is going to pay off here. I definitely like their odds better in this one than I did in the previous one. You know, at the same time, it's a bit high risk playing like this, perhaps.
And the battle for the Lotuses, and Mickey will reign supreme. Higher tick rate on his server. But Mira, like you talked about, Shadow Demon against the Spirit Breaker is kind of like the big counter to the hero overall, along with the itemization. It feels like even in games that we've seen this picked, the Spirit Breaker still destroys eventually. That's what it feels like, at least. I don't know if that's confirmation bias or what. Would you agree, disagree?
I mean, I think core Spirit Breaker is just extremely powerful right now, almost no matter what. I think you need to completely obliterate him in lane to shut him down. We saw the game against Muerta just now in the other series with VP against Betboom, and despite the Heritage playing a very good laning stage against pure Spirit Breaker, he still came online eventually and became top net worth. So, yeah, this hero is kind of crazy right now. It's banned in most games for a reason, and I'm kind of surprised that we get to see it twice today. I thought this hero was just going to be an almost must ban in every game, but the teams are trying to find solutions. Obviously, we saw the Doom as one potential solution, didn't work, and now we see Mira on the Shadow Demon. Demonic Purge is an S-tier spell against Spirit Breaker, slows you to a crawl, removes bulldoze. But yeah, we'll see if that's enough. We've seen this tried by other teams. This is not the first time this tournament people pull out Shadow Demon against Spirit Breaker, and I think the last time we saw it also lost. So.
I think it works a couple of times in the game, and then when he gets enough items, it just doesn't matter anymore, it feels like.
That is exactly how it
feels. And I think one of the big issues, maybe you want to call it that, with Spirit Breaker is his ability to farm has been just power crept so hard.
Yes.
The last couple of years.
That is why
he's one of the fastest farmers in the game. And he's a cow. That doesn't really make sense.
It's kind of crazy that a hero that used to have it as his Achilles heel, right, was the struggle to find farm, is now top net worth in a lot of its games. Like, that's a very major transformation this hero has undergone. And maybe it's a bit on the high side right now. He definitely seems to be, okay, hang on. He's a combination onto Mikoshka, fearing him back into the silence, but just barely out of range.
Yeah, but bottom lane, Sania takes a tumble via Mira, who's now getting chased by Mickey, but won't pursue any further, it looks like.
There's too many creeps in the tower. Mickey can't really afford to go hunting for a potential Shadow Demon kill there. He needs to ensure that he gets this CS. And yeah, this is a very easy lane for Tide, I think. There's a reason that Spirit went for this as their last pick in this game. The lane matchup of Weaver is very straightforward. You get a couple points in Crack and Chill. You largely mitigate all of the Geminate attack. Just sit there and farm. So top net worth.
So calling it now. Dead in the water against Weaver.
Very good.
Against Pango.
Very good.
Against Spirit Breaker.
Very good.
My God.
It is very good.
That is an S-tier shard this game, I think.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if Collapse prioritizes that very quickly. And the fact that you can just anchor them, and then when the Spectre actually has farm to be able to ult in anytime they want, they can get some nice pickoffs with just that as well, without too much to really expend by doing so.
Yeah, just an anchor and a Shadow Step can kill supports as well.
Of course, Mickey does have Geminate attack, which helps.
Yeah, something. When he gets level 25, he might take the one with an additional attack.
Yeah.
3 times.
The other two cores are melee against, so it's going to kind of be the same issues we saw last game to a degree. We'll see what kind of build that Foxy ends up going for. I know it feels like they start out as support with Norta and then eventually turn into a core anyway.
Oh, big damage on Zai. Nice block.
He blocks Yatoro. Going to continue on. Just the one not going to survive. TP a little bit too late as Yatoro claims that kill.
That was just flat out. That was just beautiful. The post kill was flawless execution. They force out the charge first off with a bit of damage and harass, and then he just blocks him the whole way after. Very well done. Zai probably had the option there of TPing back to base. Obviously, Spirit Breaker is one of the heroes in the game that suffers the least from porting to base. You can just charge back to the top lane. So maybe regretting that choice right now of not going for that. I definitely think he would have survived. The kill was very slow. But he'll make the same play just with a death, returning up to top.
So all this talk about Pango getting nerfed, quote-unquote, to the ground several times now, and we're still seeing it.
Yep.
Pretty consistently.
What, do you think, hold that thought actually, Mira, the swashbuckle already used by Nisha. Let's be a bit careful, roll in, not going to connect from Laurel, as Insania is showing himself now, so no harm done. But yeah, talk to me about your thoughts on how strong Pango is. He's still continuing to get picked, because the one thing that hasn't really been nerfed, I think, is his ult, if I'm not mistaken.
So the concept of the hero is largely the same, right? We've been tweaking numbers, a little bit less damage on this spell, a little less damage on that spell, a little more mana cost, but the essence of what the hero does is largely unchanged. It is buying Diffusal, burning mana, and then having an ult that's very hard to counter strategically.
Yep, calling is there. Nice dead shot, gonna bring Mira back into the fray. Will die as a result as Nisha showing off that new Rolling Thunder, but the haste rune being applied by Laurel. He can dodge out a couple of those rolls. So Nisha not able to follow up. It's a nice roll in. Boxy on a bunch of creep will die to the neutrals.
Laurel could maybe
he's getting charged right now. They have the vision, but
not quite.
Gonna cancel it out. Boxy was a bit surprised to receive the hit and run there. Yeah. And then dies to creeps anyway.
He's going to be very happy to die to the neutrals.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of waste of time there from Laurel.
And Collapse has Meteor Hammer, by the way, and Weaver has no stun. So this will be a free tower for Collapse at the 9-minute mark. This Vicky has... He's eventually going to go for the Hurricane Pike, or at least the Dragon Lance right now. How does that work against Dead in the Water, Force Staff? Do you know?
I think you would just move with the anchor, but it stays on you,
That's
right?
That's right. You get an anchor. Yatoro. Already half HP. Going to use that ult to get away onto the other side. Mickey is waiting for him, but does not have the damage at this point. Yatoro back to base.
Yeah, he's going to live, but that's still a good move from Liquid, slowing him down quite a lot. Having to use ult and TP to just survive, and they find Mikoshka here too, and nicely done. A good sequence from them. Let's count that as a kill and a half with how much Yatoro he just lost from having to port to base, having to walk his way to top lane, and having to buy a TP as well. All the expenses add up, and the
Collapse has
serious tower damage too.
2 games now. He's getting massive stacks.
Yeah, this time around he won't be farming it too fast though, because he went for 3 points in Kraken Shell. So this is a bit slow, but eventually he'll get through it.
It just takes smaller bites. Insania nether blasting the tower, so eventually will be a delayed trade between the 2 tier 1s on opposite sides of the map. An even game so far. Team Spirit, I think at this point was like maybe 2K ahead, and they just kept progressing in that game number 1 just slowly until they just hit a point where they could not lose a fight or even a hero for a very considerable amount of time.
Yeah.
But Liquid faring a bit better this time around.
I guess something that's worth pointing out is the discrepancy between quality of Tide games, you could say. The matchups for Tide in this game are so much better than Zai's were in last game, so I'm expecting Collapse to have a better showing. There's nothing here that's preventing him from getting Ravage off, unless you get like some sort of ridiculously perfect chain stun combo around Kraken, or you line up an exact silence combination. I mean, you get where I'm getting at. It's very difficult here to prevent him from having that impact. And you don't have the most obvious silver edge buyers either. Are you going to buy it on Weaver?
Double invis, I hear it's good.
I mean, it's not out of the question because buying crit on this hero is good anyway, and you're also against Spectre, so you probably do want to break. But none of your heroes naturally really love itemizing this, so...
Well, Murta as a core would buy silver edge, right?
But Boxy has brown boots,
I mean,
so
did we
he's almost there.
Well, we used to see a lot of Shadow Blades on Spirit Breaker.
Spirit Breaker can buy silver edge, but it's a little bit awkward because your initial attack obviously has to be melee. You have to charge through, so you're at the mercy of vision and some, potential counterplays.
Yeah, Boxy gonna dodge the roll. Unbeknownst to him, Nisha gets off that Rolling Thunder. Now Collapse stuck inside the calling right now. Looks like that's gonna be a freebie for Liquid. Nice turnaround. Another strike going to be applied to the Phoenix, but Poshka dives away. Very low HP, takes a full swashbuckle with the shield crash to follow here.
Oh, nice headshot.
Able to get the initiation off onto Nisha, but the heal's coming out from Insania. Will it actually be enough? They can take out the Pugna first. We've got that Butler. Now the chase is on. already a 2-for-1 right now as Yatoro ready to go. Mickey running out of mana though. As you can see, the ult from that Shadow Demon applied to Zai. He just can't do anything. A nice place calling though. It's not going to be enough to save out Mr. Zai. Triple kill for Laurel as Mickey could potentially go for some more, but looks like they'll back away. So it ends up being a 3-for-1.
Yeah, it's going to cost Liquid their mid tower too, because Tide is immediately going to show back up here. He's going to hammer. They're going to glyph it this time around, but imagine that it's just a matter of time before he completes this. So yeah, honestly, a pretty good start there from Liquid, the way they isolated and killed off Collapse. It was very telling how long that took for 4 heroes to bring him down, but they do get there with all of those combinations, making it could have been scary, but
yeah, it was a more elongated fight than I remember. It was a 3-for-3.
Yeah.
So.
And it's worth keeping in mind that Spirit's lineup, obviously, we talked about big team fight versus skirmishing power. Earth Spirit is an incredible skirmishing hero at this point in the game, so they really want that value out of Laurel, and they're getting it in spades so far with that triple kill in that fight. And it's a Spectre game. This hero, when enabled, I want to say it loses pretty few late games. There's a subset of heroes that you're not that great against. I wouldn't put Weaver in that category. I don't think Weaver is a particularly scary matchup late game here.
Well,
the tower gets big enough.
With the shard changes, he's way better than he used to be.
Definitely better than he used to be. But you're still running into the break problem, right? Where yeah, Spirit Breaker can get that Silver Age, but more than likely Zai wants to go Octarine, he wants to go Yasha Kaya, he wants to go maybe you need BKB this game. I don't think you do, actually. But I guess if you don't get BKB Linkage, you're very pressured out of the fights by Demonic Purge. You might want a protection item as well. So Silver Edge isn't going to be at the top of his list exactly. Charge. He's going to complete it. Oh, wait, he stopped at 4. Oh, that's bad.
Turn this around now. Ravage comes through from Collapse as well. Zai already dead. If he can somehow find Mickey, but no, not enough lockdown. Dead in the water, not there yet, Syndra.
Yeah.
Not 15 minutes yet. Soon.
That did just not work out. Zai canceled his charge just a millimeter away from his target, so didn't even get the Greater Bash coming through. Just stuck in no man's land, getting countered out there. I think a lot of players will be not opting to go for these moves at all. We've seen Spirit Breakers just farming, right? Just being greedy, keep pushing side lanes, use that Midas, farm some jungle. And it feels like Zai's moves have not really been paying off for him very well this game, so perhaps going for that slower and greedier play is the way to go in this one. Well, I say that. He's immediately charging his next target in Laurel, but not going to complete that one either. Just losing out on some pretty valuable farming time.
Collapse.
We'll have to deny this mid tower now as well.
Collapse and Mira in the same vicinity as these 3 members of Liquid. They're going to find the Tide to start. Looks like Mira just drops very shortly after this engagement started. Is Collapse getting charged on? Nice dodge out from that ult on Nisha. And this is going to be way too much damage as Zai makes his way over as well, so a 2 for nada.
That was very nicely placed calling from Boxy, getting that double silence immediately. Really ruined the counterplay from Shadow Demon, potentially disrupting. Just very, very aware of the plans that Spirit had to stall that fight out and maybe get reinforcements, and they just get completely denied. So 2 kills for Liquid. Pretty much a dead even game right now. And they might find another one, Mikoshka.
Yep, not going to bother ulting there.
Yeah, would have died anyway.
Okay,
With
level
no
12. 300 away from the Deso for himself. We have a Midas, of course, on Zai. I think it's the only... Oh, I spoke too soon. Laurel has a Midas himself as well. Laurel taking a lot of damage from Nisha, who now has that Diffusal Blaze completely out of mana, getting a charge on by Zai. A big kill for Liquid. As Insania ticking away ever so slowly to that Magnetize. We can see Mira gets dropped by Nisha as well.
Spirit needs to be really careful with what fights they choose to take. I think these couple of moves, when you don't have Spectre healthy enough to join, they're kind of just getting overwhelmed by the raw mobility and just skirmishing power of Liquid's team. This is the type of way you want to play against Tide, is to just not take 5-on-5s. So you can find 2v2s, 3v2s, whatever. You're looking great in those, and Nisha has been very involved.
Falling headshot, not going to be there, but the swash is there from Nisha. He's going to use the inhibit as well. The heal's coming out, and yeah, that's a dead Yatoro again. So Liquid starting to create some serious momentum on their side for game number 2.
This is snowballing really fast. Maybe Silent was right. Spirit aren't the ones. I'm sure they can fix it. Let's say some of Spirit's worst minutes in the tournament, I think that's fair to say, have just transpired. And
yeah,
they're going to try to make up for it.
Caster Curse reverse potentially. Going to get the Ravage as well. Do they have the damage to get through? Disruption from Mira. And that is is a dead Weaver. Big kill for Spirit.
Very
Expertly
good.
needed.
Very, very good. He was going to get off the time lapse. There was just enough of a gap between the rolling boulders that would have been a possible play for Mickey. If that comes off, he survives, but it just poisons him in that disruption and kills him in disruption, essentially. So, yeah, they find a bit of a return kill there. And I was going to say much needed. It's not that bad yet for Spirit because Spectre's trajectory is still looking pretty solid. Yatoro is closing in on the Sacred Relic, so we're looking at maybe a 20-21 minute Radiance. And their lineup has extreme late game potential, I want to say. Phoenix, one of the best scaling supports. Shadow Demon as well has massive late game potential. Tide can definitely be a big factor in late game situations too. And Earth Spirit Core, who's a
lot of trouble. He gets deleted.
doesn't have any defensive item yet.
Those Spirit.
Manta.
I mean, the game was slipping away from Spirit, but now two extremely important kills for them, and they're back in this.
I think Mira got both of them as well, so the Shadow Demon getting a big bag here. Wonder what he's going to go for. See a pipe flying out now.
I was hoping for a Midas, honestly.
He's the best build on Shadow Demon in this game, right?
I mean, is Ags, I mean, only gets 2 charges now.
I mean, ultimately, Ags is going to be incredibly good, right? But maybe, do you buy the shard? You can purge off Decrepify from allies. You can purge off, I don't know. I'm actually not sure if it's good enough. Maybe just go with it. He's going Aether Lens for now, and then we'll see what his next quick buy item is. Charge from Zai.
Strike will be there as well. Do they have the lockdown? Yes, the bash is there. Let's go from Liquid. As, oh, I was going to say another Midas may be coming for Boxy, but he actually switches up his build to be a Greaves instead. So helpful for the team.
That item is not very popular.
That's true.
Very interesting choice to see coming out from him.
Taro, early Blade Mail. Nisha's going to pop that Rolling Thunder. Sania trying to make his way over as well against another blast. They have the vision now with that charge coming through, and that is a dead Spectre. Big kill for Liquid as they're just training them left and right, it feels like. Is Liquid now back in decent control of this game with a 4K lead.
Yeah, nowhere to Shadow Step to there. Didn't even try. Can't see anyone, so. Liquid making sure that when they go for these Spectre kills, they're not opening up a vulnerability on the other side of the map for him to escape to. So clean stuff there. Picking up a Yules now on Miposhka. Interesting. Obviously, key item against Spirit Breaker for the time being. Eventually, Zai is eyeing up a BKB already now, and at that point, Demonic Purge is your only real solution for this guy for quite a while. But right now, that Yules can pay off big time if they find the kind of fight they will be looking for. Speaking of items, Nisha almost completing Manta style, 50 gold off. We'll get it from this wave, and that's a great way for him to break out of the Earth Spirit combination. So progression on all fronts here, and you know, it's a 5K lead for Liquid. It's looking way healthier than the last game, to say the least. Now it's a matter of enforcing your will on the map, right? There's a specific type of fights you don't want to take, and I want to say those are the ones where you clump up and, you know, let the enemy team land all their big AoE spells, but a lot of skirmishes should be possible as long as you account for the Spectre factor in those. And I don't know, maybe you're also happy to farm. I haven't really seen this Weaver versus Spectre matchup late game. I'm just going off of memory about how this usually goes, but maybe it's clearly different now than it used to be. Maybe you feel confident.
A lot of the decisions that you're talking about come to team dynamics as well. We've seen a lot of teams very happy to go late game anyway. Yeah, like regardless of how the game is actually going. At first I thought they were just scared to go high ground in general, but it just feels like they feel like it's literally better just to wait like 50 minutes, third, fourth Roche, and that's when you take your time. But other teams we've seen actually able to implement a faster play style.
Yatoro now with the Radiance, so big upgrade for him. Late Mill Radiance, he's playing against currently 0 BKBs, so massive impact item, and a lot of damage onto Pugna as well. I think that's probably the target for Spirit that they would love to kill the most to begin the fight, is just get this Pugna out of play, remove the Decrepify threat, remove the heals onto the course that they want to follow through on afterwards. Yatoro is probably able to do it in a single stun. They just need to connect something onto Insania, and he will be a quick kill. See Yatoro again.
Yep, Swash to start things out. He's going to use his ult to dodge out the first Rolling Thunder proc. Nicely done, but will they still find the damage? Deadshot. A little bit awkward, though. Disruption now from Mira. It's going to be enough to actually save his life, and it looks like it is. So a bit of a miscue there from Liquid side, as Insania might pay the price. Laurel continuing on. He has the magnetize applied to Insania, trying to TP out, but it's a little bit ambitious at this stage. That could have been a huge kill for Liquid, who are already sporting a decent lead with 6K right now.
It's one of those moments where you're kicking yourself a little bit, right? Because with maybe slightly better communication, that misplay doesn't happen, and at the same time, Yatoro with a great shadow step dodge there made their lives that bit harder. It's just one support at the end of the day that you lose, but realistically speaking, that wasn't probably a dead Spectre that you ended up losing, so it kind of feels like you lost 2 or 3 heroes even in that engagement. But they're still looking very healthy on the gold, and as we all expected, guys, Spirit Breaker top net worth, minute 23. Truly one of the heroes of all time.
Octarine
keep it rolling.
Is finished for Zai. Midas, BKB to come, I assume. Is a Shadow Blade. So he will be going for the Silver Edge eventually. And it's Tormy time! Poshka will get the shard, and that is a very, very good one.
Yeah, gets a lot better when he gets level 12, because then he has the protection of a much harder to kill Supernova, but still just a nice pickup in general. Yeah, as you mentioned, Zai will start working toward that Silver Edge. They recognize that it's an item they have to get. If he wasn't in a breaking game here, I don't think he would buy Shadow Blade even, but the break is just too important here. So you kind of have to go for it over other interesting items that we've seen people buy on this hero, such as Lincolns or Kayayashi.
Interesting.
Refreshers, you know. The whole catalog of items.
He'll find his way there eventually. If this is like any other Spirit Breaker game we've seen this tournament.
Oh yeah, he's definitely not going to fall off, I'll tell you that much.
Yep. I mean, if a cow falls off, I don't think they can get back up, so that would be pretty bad if he did.
Falls off what, though?
A cliff.
Yeah, a lot of things can't get up when they fall off a cliff. Thank you very much for your insight.
Liquid with a 6KB. We haven't seen a Roche attempt quite yet.
Charge from Zai.
And from Zai.
No silver, though.
Collapse is going to pop the pipe. Another strike's going to be there. Mira is now in the area with the disruption available. I don't think they use it yet. They're trying to get rid of these little bugs. And there's the Ravish from Collapse. Can they turn this around? Ult in from the Spectre as well. Disruption. Oh, actually, they had some decent heals from this egg as well. Still, nobody has died somehow. Laurel comes in. He's taking the brunt of the damage. There's a disruption, but now he's on enemy lines. Looks like that's going to be the sacrifice for Team Spirit. So Collapse ends up living throughout the day here. And he's going to jump right back in. Uses that anchor. That's the dead in the water onto the Pangolier. They're going to lose their Shadow Demon, though. And Yataro's going to have to back away because they just don't have the damage right now. And Mikke will be whipped into submission, but will just Shikuchi away. So 2 dead for Spirit, 0 for Liquid. That was the anchor being shown for the first time from Spirit's side.
And the panel talked about this, right? Spirit might run into damage problems in the mid-game, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Laurel, without that BKB, he just gets shut down. And there's 2 BKBs on the side of Liquid with massive impact there, the Spirit Breaker as well as the Weaver.
Yeah.
The fight's not over.
He's healing up quite a bit. Eventually will fall. Meteor Hammer actually connects onto 2. Mikke with a beautiful time lapse. He's going to get most of his HP back. As a result, Yatoro just get right-clicked down by Mikke on that Weaver. And Spirit loses a very valuable member. I don't think they can go any further. Collapse with no ult, of course, used in the previous fight. And Zai, well, that's a Spirit Breaker, so he's fine.
Yeah.
He's literal opposite as an ancient apparition. He's going to get anchored, though. And it's gone. Okay.
Yeah, I think Zai is going to make a point out of not using Bulldoze when he charges, because he will get Yuled a lot of the time by the Phoenix, and if he just reserves the Bulldoze for after, if there's no Demonic Purge ready or Shadow Demon isn't in the play, he can very safely get out of there with just the Bulldoze. Because, as we've already established, there's a bit of a damage issue going on for Team Spirit right now. So another great fight here from Liquid. 10k up. First time they've got a 5-digit lead in this series. And it doesn't look like they're going to drop it anytime soon either, right? It feels like if Spirit are going to turn this game around, they need to get some big items. The BKB on Earth Spirit is definitely a start. The type of fight that he will be looking for is one that extends so long that the enemy BKBs expire and that he just keeps Magnetize running on targets during it. But it's a difficult challenge to overcome for him.
Roche being attempted. In the meantime, Aposhka going to get another struck with Zai. It is a 3v1. I feel like he's going to get out because, again, Spirit Breaker. It's a 4v1, in fact. My goodness. Collapse was looking for the anchor, but BKB is going to prevent all that.
In the meantime, Nisha will be grabbing the the Aegis of the Immortal, choosing not to put it on Weaver here. Feel very confident that Mickey can stay alive. I think this is a little bit dangerous to the extent that Mickey is playing very aggressively on his Weaver for now, and if he does get caught by some sort of Ravage combination where everything is available and Earth Spirit gets to chain all of his spells with his BKB, I think he can die. But I guess the same could be said for the Pango, so maybe it's kind of... just pick your poison, you know?
Nisha looks like that is going to be the completed Aghanim Scepter on the way. So Shield Crash will now proc Swashbuckles, and very valuable item in general, as that 15 talent I would assume is collapsing, forced back. Still 4 minutes on that Aegis. Looks like the tier 2 tower will be the choice for Liquid. Let's see how many towers they can get. There's only one more tier 2 after this on the Spirit side in that mid lane. Zai. Nether Strike with the charge combo. Deadshot gonna miss on Mira though.
Oh, he's gonna live
from
from
that.
that.
Walk away. We'll be able to blink to safety. TP with the charge.
Nice ward.
Caster cursed by Cinder, and as usual, what a real pile.
I was like, he got really far away and he can maybe, you know, TP out, but there was a ward. So, nope. Just gets charged by 1,000 move speed cow, and that is a fate I do not wish upon anyone.
It's very thick, very juicy.
Okay, that was not at all relatable to what I just said. That's fine.
We're talking about a cow, so a collapse. It's gonna be found by Zai. Ooh, blink out. Doesn't quite have the silver edge yet from Zai's side, so no break.
Closing in on it though. Kind of only need about 1,000 to go. Yeah, get towers out picking flowers.
He buys his shard, so roll up is going to be available very soon for the mid laner on Liquid. As long as he doesn't get silenced, of course, that's what that manta's for. Poshka, well, to a crawl thanks to that shield crash. You can see the charge is coming as well. He's already used his dive. There's the calling, trying to use the Sunray to get to the high ground. He's going to get disrupted instead, and will die shortly after. Now the high ground
right into the ghost
attempt from Liquid. Is this too early? So 14k with 2 minutes on the Aegis. We've seen this go wrong for so many teams.
Make it with the Satanic is a way harder kill now than he was before.
That's true.
And looking at the damage issues on Spirit, I think you can poke and prop, but you could also just really constrict the map, because the thing that becomes increasingly difficult now for the Dire team is when they don't really know the spread of the enemy team, it's difficult to find the meaningful team fight. Like maybe you can smoke up and find one kill on somebody, but that's not going to change the state of the game. What you're really looking for is a really great trade-off, and Toro is going to get bugged here.
A lot of minus armor. We'll take it out swiftly though, and walk away.
I was kind of expecting a charge there from Zai. Might have been on cooldown. Choose not to pursue regardless. They will just continue to farm up all the lanes as well as the jungles. And this is another benefit to Spirit Breaker. We've been talking about this hero a decent amount, but any hero that can farm their own side of the map and join fights within seconds, just have that as a huge advantage, right? On Spirit side, it is the Spectre. But Spectre's farming speed
Big
doesn't
smoke
quite
for Spirit. Can they find Mickey the Ravage to start things out? He's dead! My goodness, that was quick.
Yep.
Now they kind of wish the Aegis was on him instead. He's going to have to wait 70 seconds and see how much Spirit can get out of this.
This is what I mean, right? This is what Spirit can do. They can smoke many heroes and find one kill, and now what, right? Like, it's obviously a really big kill, killing the Weaver. They're going to be happy with it, but you're not changing the game state. You're not really going to be able to push out the waves. You're not going to be able to get control of the map. Now that Ravage is on cooldown, play very aggressively as Team Liquid. Wouldn't be surprised to see them taking some opportunities themselves now, maybe with the smoke. Their Aegis will expire soon, but I don't think Pango is in any imminent danger without the Ravage. But if things just slow down and Spirit get that kill essentially for free, that's obviously good news for them. We'll be looking to do the same thing again in a minute and a half.
Yeah, one thing I will say is Spirit do have a very good Roshoff team.
Yes.
With the lineup that they have with the AoE, if you have to fight in that area, obviously they do have quite a big deficit, but I think hero-to-hero matchup, they match up very well in that area. But we'll see if that ends up coming to be, if they can try to contest this eventual second Roche. is just a little blip on the radar of Liquid because they're in firm control of this game right now. You can see Mira being spotted out, will be taken out. Maposhka will be the first to go. Okay.
That was a gem, by the
Who
way.
supports dead for Spirit?
Gem on the deck. Maposhka's gem now in the hands of Zai, so Team Spirit recognizing that they have to try to take some risks of getting map control back, but get punished immediately, and that gem is just a big gold loss. And now Yatoro, Zai will only hit the illusion. Yatoro looks like he might be dodging the situation entirely. He's got to be really careful though. Oh. If he had gone for a TP out there, that dead shot might have actually stopped it and he could have died, but he chose to just run away on the right.
Yeah.
Does live, but the map is really a minefield right now for the side of Spirit. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, we don't get the opportunity to talk to the crowd too often, Syndren. How many Spirit fans in the audience? Okay. How many Liquid fans in the audience? How many Seattle Supersonic fans in the audience? There we go. Don't worry, you guys will have a team in a couple years.
All right, so
Confirmed.
essentially the crowd is hoping for a finals of Liquid versus the Supersonic. I'm sure they'll get that eventually. Liquid is going to get into basketball anything.
Just had to make one reference for TI before I get fired, so appreciate that.
It's incredible. You get fired every year.
That is true. Keep coming back like a bad fungus. 18, 19K lead for Liquid now, as they're just waiting for the old roach. We'll know in about a minute how long of a spawn that will be, but with the lineup that they have, they can just push these waves consistently. Zai can be on opposite sides of the map. Very difficult to kill, regardless of his items, it feels like, and he certainly has some items. The smoke up right now from Liquid, so looking for a pick-off before the potential roach will spawn.
Yeah, Spirit are trying to get some sort of safe zone, right? They just ward it there and they're playing around that vision, but it's immediately dewarded and they just have to concede the area once again. So effectively they went from having 15% of the map to 20% and then they lost the 5% again.
Outside.
Very difficult.
There's the break, another strike to follow. Big charge as well. His only at half HP is Yatoro, but no follow whatsoever.
Protection is there from Shadow Demon as well. Yatoro will retreat to base. Currently working on an Orchid. It's close to completion. Reckon he will... I mean, he probably wants to jump and kill the Pugna, but that's not even a possibility right now. Insania with the Neon Disc. Muerta has the Greaves against the Orchid, so that's not great either. It's tough, man. I feel like it's kind of hard to itemize in general for Spectre under these circumstances, because you kind of need a little bit of everything. And I suppose the mindset is we're going to itemize what is most impactful when BKBs drop. An Orchid can come into play there for sure. I'll get the shard onto Earth Spirit, so I guess that geomagnetic grip on ally.
Boy, I haven't seen a team love Tormy as much as me until now. Spirit loves it. Liquid does not give a shit. It's 45 minutes and they haven't even taken their own yet. Look at that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of natural for the winning team in this position to maybe not want to go there that much because you don't want to give up position.
They're too good for it, is what you're saying.
I mean, you're essentially in such an offensive position that if you have to retreat to take the Tormentor, if the enemy team has any information that it's happening, you're kind of opening the door for them to take some control of the map back, so you just opt to not give them that chance. Might fall back for it later, but for now, they're going to reap the rewards of having utter domination of the map. They'll get the second Roche, Aegis and Cheese. Aegis going on Mickey this time around. And they'll put the Cheese into the backpack of Nisha. So recognizing, based on that previous kill, that, yep, Spirit can indeed burst our Weaver. Going to get that extra layer of protection. Mickey almost completing dataless now. I mean, I wonder if Liquid want to try to poke the high ground a little bit with this, or once again, if they feel like this will ever get out of hand, right? Like, how long do they need to give Spirit?
Demonic Purge onto Zai. Do they have the damage, though? He's at half HP with that BKB already activated. Going in really deep. They pop the egg with the Sunray as well. The Ravage being expended as well. He's getting healed now from Insania. This cow will live on. Vegans around the world rejoice. He lives. And now they're going to try to turn this around onto Yatoro. But Mickey, he takes the brunt of the damage. That's already the Aegis down. Zai getting one more charge off. Eventually he will fall, though. So beef enjoyers enjoy, but Yatoro will drop as well, so there is a trade, and it's very heavy. 3 dead for the eventual kill onto the cow.
That was a really clutch save from Insania. Also a brilliant execution from Spirit, honestly. I did not think they were going to be able to pursue that Spirit Breaker kill at all, but clipping him on the edge of the Ravage and Sunray, that would have been a kill without Insania's save. And sure, they get him in the end, but it made them overextend so much further. And Liquid come in and get quite a bit of a cleanup, and this could open the door for the high ground. Obviously, Age is down, so you need to be a little bit careful on Mickey not to overcommit. But this time around, there won't be a Ravage.
Timeout down for 40 seconds. Tier 3 tower down, base exposed. Oh, Collapse jumps in just to get the anchor. Looks like it was Lotus to him instead. That's another fortification. That's the last one for a while here from Spirit's side. We'll miss time on the Nether, or the Nether Blast. So you can see that Deso just doing absolute work. That is a melee racks down. As Collapse wants to go a little bit further, another 15 seconds for that.
Oh, that's a very precarious spot. Trying to get to the high ground. He's going to get disrupted instead. You can see Laurel going in with that BKB and the Blade Mail as well. Still a lot of damage being applied, but no kills as of yet.
A Spectre about to spawn with a Shadow Step here.
Indeed, they just need a little bit of vision. Laurel trying to provide that onto Boxy. They've got to get something out of this, and they will. It's just the support. They lose their melee racks. It's going to cost them dearly.
Yeah, that looked like a bit of an awkward situation. I don't think Laurel meant to kick Collapse into the enemy team there, but they do get out alive on their tide. So scary situation for them. Liquid with a good pickup of that melee racks. As you pointed out, they still have their cheese. I don't know if they're going to consider this enough of an advantage to look for more, or if they're going to fall back into the...
I thought you were going to say enough of an advantage to go for block of cheese, the first ever in TI history.
Yeah, has that? No. Okay, have you seen a pro game?
Not one, not one.
Okay.
I feel like of all people, I would have heard about it, so I'm just going to assume that it's never happened.
Yeah, maybe that needs to be a little bit easier to make, or
good. Just make it good, please. No, Zai is now level 25. Yep. He's got a Stormcrafter. That's some nice move speed and mana.
Goes for the 20% greater bash chance here, so now up to 37. He's decent attack speed as well with his Silver Edge.
He was broken by the creep temporarily. That's going to be broken by the counter step, but he's actually going to use his ult onto the other side. Beautifully done. They kill off Nisha right off the bat, and Zai is left kind of alone with Mickey. Sandy on the outskirts. The egg is placed with that Sunray being applied. Zai will charge away. So in the end, it looks like only one will be lost, although the chase is not completely over. Still a pretty damn big kill for Spirit.
The timing on that was actually pretty ridiculous. As Zai was opening on Yatoro, he shadow stepped over to the other kill. So not only did they kill the Pango, but they also saved their Spectre from a really awkward situation. So that could not have been any more perfect for Spirit. They get a kill and they get a tower. It's not the biggest of deals, but you know, they're staying afloat. The lead hasn't really grown very much, and you're seeing the win probability kind of not really shifting in the last 10 minutes, so give it enough time, it might just start dipping down slightly. And they're getting some pretty key items, right? So Laurel getting the Axe is obviously enormous, right? This is a key way of saving from the Spirit Breaker combination onto his Spectre. That is something that you cannot break, so as long as he's in position, which he should very easily be able to get with Rolling Boulder and BKB, save it, the target of his choosing, and kick them out. Or they could use it to kick someone into terrible positioning because Liquid don't really have the best save. So just finding a support, kicking them 2,000 range away, they're probably just going to die on the spot.
41 minutes in, it's only one melee racks. And I know it's 18k lead, which is, like you said, it is somewhat substantial, but it hasn't really grown that much. So Spirit definitely fighting back. And the later this game goes, the more comfortable I'm saying that their lineup is just better, on paper at least, but
Spirit Breaker's always such a wild card, but yeah, in this game at the very least there are solutions that we'll see.
Oh my god, Collapse! Oh, he turns into stone though, nicely done. He's actually going to live as a result, but it's going to cost Laurel his life. Oh boy, that is not worth trading a position 2 for a 3 and a 5 now. Spirit down a 3v5, and they're going to lose more than just that range racks.
Did Mickey double crit there or something?
Couldn't tell you.
Tide almost instantly died. That was ridiculous, and that's okay. Well, we have all our theory crafting going about how late can this game go. Well, if you lose 2 heroes like that without buyback, you're going to get mega now. I don't think Spirit have any hopes of defending this without... Oh, actually, Red Spirit buyback did come up, so maybe you could go for some sort of a hold with 4 heroes here, but this is going to be really, really difficult to pull off.
Sure is. The Ravage to start. There's the buyback as well. The Egg with the Sun Ray. In addition, Zai.
Oh, they actually got him.
They actually deleted Mickey. Somehow locked him down 100 seconds without their Weaver now. Can Liquid get away without any other casualties, though? Boxy, he's going to get anchored. He's going to have to fight his way out of this one. Looks like Zai wants to continue on. Gets off the charges. Lars can pop his BKB. BKB's galore, in fact. There's the Rolling Thunder from Nisha with a roll-up. Being used to lock several heroes down from Spirit, but they do lose their support in the end. And a nice roll onto the high ground. Finds Insania. Eon Disc will just delay the inevitable. So 3 kills in favor of Spirit. They defend what looked undefendable and indefendable,
that was
whatever the word.
Super close to being 4 kills because the Pango Collapse cast Hex during the end of that Rolling Thunder, and it expired just before the Rolling Thunder did the Hex duration. So otherwise he would have been caught on his TP out, and that could have turned into something big for Spirit. I mean, it's still pretty solid given the circumstances. We're now kind of back to the gold that we had before, the 18k lead, but you're down another lane of barracks, so there's going to be more problems on the map for Spirit to solve. And still, given the circumstances, that could have just been the end of the game instead. So I guess you got to take the small victories where you can get them.
Collapse with that Meteor Hammer. Going to be able to take out this tier 2 tower, looks like. And you can go for the anchor smash on buildings, by the way.
They find Yatoro.
Find Yatoro. Disruption's going to keep him safe for the time being. In fact, it saves him in the end.
Oh, Demonic Purge.
Okay. Demonic Purge applied to him. Collapses in the area. Now the big charge from Zai trying to keep the rest of Spirit at bay, but the anchor's applied to the Pangolier. That is a dead Visha. Does have buyback, but just waited out. Still had the cheese as well. Zai and company trying to find more than just the Shadow Demon. They're going to find the Pochka. Looks like he's done so. Oh, just barely getting out was the Tide. So Collapse does live. So lots of back and forth in this game number 2. But a huge kill. I feel like when either team just finds one hero isolated, they just get deleted instantly.
Yeah, this can snowball very quickly in fights for both teams. You see the quick kill on Pango. The good news for Liquid in that situation was that Supernova wasn't ready, so they were able to collapse onto the Phoenix and bring it down. Love the purchase of Lincoln's, by the way, on him identifying, okay, I mean, we have to just start solving the Spirit Breaker. This is not an item you will usually see Phoenix buy after Yules, but it's probably the best choice you have in this game, so you just try to stay afloat. That was also a refresher reveal from Collapse there. So a lot being expended from Spirit, and honestly not really the best result, right? Considering that they found the Pango kill first. I don't think that went as well as they would have hoped, and now they're also going to lose the Roach. They have no Ravages, so this is completely uncontestable. See who gets to pick up the goodies. There will be a refresher card on this.
Will Zai have 2 refreshers? No. Not yet at least.
Who do you give it to?
Boxy will hold on to it for now.
It, yeah, so he'll have 2 pierces of the Veils. Not really the best hero in this game for the refresh. I feel like maybe he should pass it on.
I think he's
probably hoping it for Pango, right?
Yeah, he's being a courier right now.
Yeah, you would think so.
So they do have the 2 cheeses still. So block of cheese enjoyers out there, rejoice. Definitely a possibility.
What if you got 4 cheeses, then you got a bigger cheese?
The big cheese?
Yeah. Does this look... No, actually, it's not a quarter, is it? It's like a 1/6 or an 1/8. That's a good idea. Block of cheeses, too easy to make. Let's make it 8 cheeses. We've had some games this tournament that could have almost...
It could have. Yeah, could have. So we have smoke now from Liquid, supporting this 25k lead. It's all about the buyback situation, especially for Spirit, because Liquid will likely just be in their base.
Yep.
The engagement has been actually expended here.
They're still holding on to the refresher in Box's backpack. I mean, the calling is a pretty filthy spell, and having 2 of them back-to-back is very good, but I still think the Pango would want it. Anyway, here comes the Siege Tower. Will be falling to just the Siege creeps.
He's going to show himself. Back away. be very careful here. Despite having 2 cheeses in the Aegis, we have seen a lot of high grounds get punished.
Yep. And Yatoro is huge. It's worth keeping in mind. This is a level 26 Spectre with 6 slots. There's still a bit of room to grow, but he is very, very strong. He wants to finish his Abyssal Blade, and then we're maybe replace the treads, and then we're at the maximum output.
He has Nullifier and Bloodthorn.
Yeah, he can kill this Pugna very fast. Can kill anyone really fast, essentially, if they just find the Ravage opener. Liquid are very cognizant of that fact. Maybe you just let the Nether Blast do them step by step.
Yeah, you think that with the Dark Willow we saw the other day. Basically a trebuchet from global range. You still lose the game.
There's the Ravage, gonna try and put everything on the Mickey. That's just the Aegis, though.
He is surrounded. Zai coming with the charge. Nisha with the Rolling Thunder as well. The egg is placed. New Spirit, Liquid actually want to stick around. They use a couple of ults just to try to be able to fight this inside. Able to charge out with that refresher. Box into the pop his ult, trying to apply as much pressure as possible. But now he's in no man's land. He's going to use the refresher charge that we were really theory crafting.
Ah, yes, the refresher pipe that we all thought was going to be.
Oh dear. So Aegis, all right, guard gone.
Yeah, do hold on. Collapse refreshed his Ravage and didn't have mana for it. So that could have probably gone a lot better for Spirit than it did, which is kind of scary news for Liquid, right? You have all these advantages, you're trying to push high ground, and despite only 1 Ravage coming out, you still didn't get anything out of it. And I love this from Spirit, you know, take some initiative, play on this second Ravage that you have, you know there's no Aegis. Maybe you can catch them before the BKBs come off cooldown again, and that would lead to a really big moment for you. Spectre can take care of the base, Shadow Step at the ready.
Egg Scepter for Zai. Beautiful. Level 12.
Oh boy.
That's okay.
Okay, well.
Oh, bounty room. Don't mind if I do.
OpenAI would have killed him there, but that's the kind of reactions you needed.
Yep, true. Next time, ask ChatGPT to play your game of Dota for you. Nisha, Rolling Thunder. He's actually going to get it off. Gets a stun off the 2 as well as Mickey trying to apply as much pressure, but there's a disruption, mitigating a lot of the damage here. But now the pressure being applied to Mira, who dies and now buys back. Decrepify. Onto Yatoro. He's going to get onto the high ground safely. Not a whole lot was lost, but Spirit has 1 support buyback that they had to worry about is Boxy getting gone on now by Yatoro. Nice dead shot, keeping him at bay. Looks like he'll get away safely as well, so I think this might be a next Roche situation for Liquid. It's really hard to go high ground.
It is really difficult.
I mean, if you find the Shadow Demon again, that's can't buy back, so maybe that's the main target in this next fight.
Absolutely. He's the best kill they can possibly get, and he dies very fast if anything connects on him. So it's just a matter of getting 1 charge connection, or a couple of swings from the Weaver might just kill him from 100 to 0. It's worth keeping in mind that Miro doesn't have a defensive item. He has Blink Dagger, no Aeon Disc, no Ghost Scepter, nothing of that sort to try to stay alive against some of these hard-hitting heroes. So positioning is everything.
Tormy, number 3, if my count is correct. Yatoro will get that shard. Which means, does everybody have one on their team? No, Mira does not. Wow, the support. After all that, the support still didn't get a shard. That's a lot of 50-50s that is lost.
Yeah, I think they would actually kind of like to have the Demonic Cleanse.
Yep. Oh, Liquid are like, oh, I forgot this existed. Okay. Insania, enjoy your worthless shard.
I mean, maybe they watched Bet Boom's games and just came to the conclusion that it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
The Tormentor has killed Bet Boom more times than they've killed that.
They have buffed this Pugna shard over the course of the last couple of years, so it's certainly better than it used to be.
More cast range on another ward you can drain into it.
I mean, it's either that or the Muerta one, which as a support... Oh, she already has it, actually. Boxy already has it. They must have killed Tormy already.
It's okay. The support or the shard on the supports, but
it's no grab ally, that's for sure. Although Toronto Tokyo literally never bought the shard in an 80-minute game.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to stun his teammates, I guess. They don't know how to click out of that tombstone.
he had bigger items to get. Yeah. He wanted to set the world record for most health on a hero in a pro game, which he might have actually done.
That's true. The shard doesn't help with that.
I think he got 14k health at one point in the game. So might have not been the one today, because he had another game as well where he had the same build on Dying.
Absolutely absurd. Giant's Ring, Heart, Aghanim Scepter. Beefy boy indeed. Nisha now with a double damage bottled. And if they can hold on to this for the next Roche off, which could be in the next minute, that would be huge.
Love the placement from Zai here. He's literally just a smoke breaker, waiting for any sort of opportunity as well as maybe pounce. He will go here.
Yeah, there's the charge to start things out for Zai. Look for another strike, but the disruption is there. He's going to get cleansed now. He's already at half HP. He's going to pop his refresher, trying to get away. The Rolling Thunder now in with Nisha. Not going to do too much damage, focusing all their efforts on the Laurel, who's kind of on the sidelines. He's going to turn himself into stone to stay alive. They lose the Shadow Demon, though. Now the roll away from Laurel, being pursued by Mickey, who still has double damage to Lax. Almost gets insta-give, and now the charge is there to try to finish him off, and he does so successfully. Will buy back 2 members of Spirit with still with their ultimate, so Ravage is still available. Looks like they're going to be able to sacrifice Insania here. Yotaro's kind of all alone. Insania now, BKB, okay. Will he die? The nullifier's there to finish him up with Yotaro. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? You're getting surrounded yourself. The 10 shot, he's stuck inside the trees, and he is dead. 100 seconds of no Spectre. The Ravage finally comes out. So 2 members of Liquid do die, but they're ancient exposed from the Spirit side.
He was zoning 3 heroes for like 10 seconds.
And Mickey looking at the rest of the buildings here to ensure victory in this game number 2 for Team Liquid. 2 buybacks now from Liquid's side. Mega creeps in their favor, and now it's a 5 versus 3 without the carry from the side of Spirit. The Ancient being exposed, all they have to do is right-click that with that Desolator until his GGs are called. This series is going to game 3, which I'm glad to see because it deserves it.
Yeah, really nice bounce back from Liquid. After that first game, they solved their problems from that first game very elegantly here with a couple of adjustments in the draft, right? They went away from this high cooldown reliant, big ball kind of strategy that they ran there, and now they're playing more skirmishy, they're playing more loose, more freely, and do a wonderful job. All their lanes went pretty well. They transitioned well into that mid game and started building up. And I don't know, man. I feel like Spirit Breaker needs to be addressed by these teams. Whether it wins or loses, this hero just looks so insanely impactful and like an absolute nuisance to deal with. Spirit definitely brought something to the table to try to solve it. They got the Shadow Demon out, they played with the Earth Spirit with all these stuns, and the Spectre who can connect, and still Zai ends up having a monster of a game. And sure, he dies sometimes, but think about how much space this hero demands in the game, right?
How many bans do you get in the first phase?
7 in total. 4 for one team, 3 for the
How many bans do you need to finally ban Spirit? Like, what's the magic numbers?
I mean, it's been banned in a lot of games, to be fair, right? Just today, we've seen it run in 2 series. I feel like it's not going to be making another appearance today. But we'll see. You never know. Maybe there's other solutions that the teams have up their sleeves. This one didn't work, though.
Right. Well, let's see what the panel has to say about the meaty Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, just ban him. That's what I say. Thank you very much, Sunsfan and Cinder. And we're going to break this game down. I also want to say that for the first time in Climate Pledge Arena, we're going to a game 3, and that is a win in everybody's book. So excited for that. I know we got a couple biased panelists going on right here, but we're gonna sing the praises of Team Liquid on this one, Matu.
Take it away,
my friend.
Just putting me on the spot like that. See how it is. I mean, yeah, there's a reason why I called Liquid is gonna win this game, obviously, and it wasn't because I root for them. It was because like the Beaver, obviously, and the Spirit Breaker are just so good at creating this like early game pressure, and teams were back on like the game going way later, and Liquid just punished that. I mean, it was an easy game, as you can see here.
The key thing for me, my big takeaway, of course it being an easy game from the words of Matu, is Spirit Breaker clearly doesn't care about anything, right? Like, he's playing into an SD, he's playing into like Phoenix, Tide, like all these heroes that in some way, shape or form have counter plays to make. It doesn't matter, he's still going to eventually become top net worth, he's going to breeze through these spells, worst case he tanks all of them, and then a Weaver pops off or a Pango pops off. So yeah, Spirit Breaker, first pick in the draft, not really shut down too much, and gets to obliterate the game. And I think I love to see how aggressive Liquid was. Like, this was what they needed to do, and they subscribed to this idea the entire time, right? We were looking for the fight. Insania and his Pugner just amping everyone up, pushing them forward, keeping them topped up. It was a refreshing way to play out a game right now.
A refreshing way. We talked about at the start of the draft, like, oh, maybe they should, you know, lower the priority of the Spirit Breaker to not put it core, but indeed, Zai made it work fantastically together with the rest of his team, too.
There's just so many ways you can make it work. It's the thing is you don't have to be near Shadow Demon for starters, right? You can be pushing out the other lanes, you can be getting pickoffs away from him. And then even when he is there, it's sort of like your cooldowns are so much lower than his. You have Zai rushing an Octarine core that he gets at 18 minutes. Later on, he's gonna go back and get like a Lincoln Sphere, he's gonna get a refresher. He's basically making sure that everything he has is just on uptime. Even if he gets, you know, even if he has to tank those spells from Shadow Demon, it really doesn't matter because he's taking it away from his other cores. And then he's just gonna have his spells back up to go in again as soon as it ends, while Shadow Demon's waiting for a minute or whatever for his own cooldown.
Yeah, we are going to talk a lot about the game we just saw and about the game that's coming up. But I was looking around and we saw, oh, I see them. I see them. I was looking around to see if we can catch Slacks and Tsunami because we're going to head over to them. They are in the crowd right now.
Yeah, that's right. We're enjoying the games, but I thought it's an opportunity to enjoy the gamers that are out here. Because here in the Climate Pledge Arena, we've got some real Dota super fans out here.
Absolutely, and they're excited to see that Game 3, am I right?
But the other thing that's interesting is that a lot of you play your own Dota games, and we actually took an opportunity to look into some of the details and learn some of the interesting stories about our audience here in the Climate Pledge Arena. For example, did you know, currently, there is someone in the audience right now who has played every hero once this year, except Beastmaster.
Why? What's wrong with Beastmaster?
He sucks.
Okay, good answer. I mean, that guy's right, apparently.
Meta-defining analysis in this audience as well. Let me give you another one.
Sure.
There is one person in this audience who has played 75% of their games on Pudge.
I like how so many people were like, that was probably me. Yeah, awful, toxic. Now, we have someone really special. Can we please take our camera to seat number 2647? 2647. Go with the camera, please go. Please go.
Keep panning.
Okay, zoom in.
Keep panning.
There we go.
A little bit more.
And there, yeah, right there, right there.
You
that
there.
guy in,
Yes, you.
yeah. The most commends in Dota 2 in the audience right there. Congratulations, the most commended. A round of applause. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know who the hell that is.
You don't know that? Come on. That's just some random.
Just some random. But I do have one actually super special person that I'm going to go find right now. This one's on you, buddy. Give us some more facts. I'll be right back.
Okay. You go investigate. We're looking for people with interesting stories. So actually, throughout the entirety of this event, we may actually reach out to you because we've got these outlier players and we've got some statistics on the crowd as a whole. My friend, who do you think is the most played hero out of everyone in this audience? Pudge? Safe bet, but not the case. It's actually a support hero. I'm looking most played hero this year. Who we got?
Witch Doctor? Yeah. Witch Doctor?
It is Witch Doctor! Well done, well done! All right, let's go to the other end. Who is the least played hero in this arena? Any names? You there. Who did you say?
Chen.
That is correct. Not a particularly hot take. I'm pretty sure for the dawn of time, Chen is the least picked hero. I'll give you one more. There are 3 players in the audience that have given out over 1,000 commends. Is that earned? I don't think that there are that many Maynard players in Dota. You're just handing these out like candy. Have some respect for your commends. And I believe Slacks has now found someone with a very interesting story.
Thank you, Tsunami. Yes, I am here with a very
special man. What is your name, sir?
Brian.
Brian. Now, you been to a TI before?
I have. 5.
5 of them? Which ones? Name them immediately.
5, 6, 7, 8, 11, and this one.
Well, that's extremely easy. All right, fantastic. I thought you were going to put a bunch of random ones. So, we've been looking out in the arena for some outliers that are attending right now, and you are one of these outliers, my friend. Do you have any idea why we've collected you?
No, not really.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have some news for you. Brian here has played one of the highest percentage of Dark Willow games out of everyone in the arena. In fact, 93% of the games that this man has played in the last several months have been on Willow. You are in the top of the entire arena. Why?
I like people to hate me.
Okay. How are you feeling? Do you have any advice out there for the pro teams as a man who has more top 1% of the Willow games in this entire thing, including the pro players?
Just be a jerk.
Carry Willow, good or bad?
Oh, if you can last long enough, it's really good.
Okay, fantastic. All right, well, thank you, sir. Did you ever think that you were playing that much Willow that you outclassed every single other person?
Your turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It's in the bag.
Prepare for battle.
To the fight.
You're a beautiful
I
person with a
give
charming
no
personality.
quarter.
I've always wanted to be a giant space crab.
Patrolling. Oh, hell yes.
Holy moly! Oh my god, no, not like this!
3, 2, 1. Adiós.
Slither.
30 seconds to battle.
Deep ones guide me. I'm under attack. The deep ones send me forth. First blood. No delay. Double kill. Look to the foe. Yes. Yes. Shiny as souls. No mercy. I go. Onward. After them. Attack. Guard well. Yes. Killing spree. I rush to defend.
Your tower is
Double
under
kill.
attack.
Keep a lookout. To the fight. Mega kill! Triple kill! Patrolling. Yes. No delay. You get nothing. I rush to defend. Soldier on. Guard well. Look to the foe. I go. Keep a lookout. Yes. Face me. I rush to defend. Deep ones guide me. Slither. To the fight. Patrolling. I go. Oh. Keep a lookout.
Nice. Your bottom tower is under attack.
No delay. Guard well. To the
Your top tower is under attack.
look to the foe. I am under attack. Onward. Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes. Guard well. I go. No delay. Look to the foe. Deep ones guide me. Yes.
Your top tower is under attack.
Patrolling. I rush to
Your
defend.
middle tower is under attack.
Slips. To the fight. Tip the scale.
You moved.
Onward.
Will that be a treat?
Lion's heart. Keep a lookout. No delay.
This time, hurry.
Not. Oh God!
is under attack.
Killing spree!
Your top tower is under attack.
I resurface! Vigilance. Yeah, you're in deep water.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Deep ones guide me. Yeah. Look to the foe. Yes. Money changes hands. Slither. In over your head. Missing bottom. On guard. Guard well. I go. Yes. I rush to defend. Onward. Keep a lookout. No stopping me. Patrolling. I'll treasure this. To the fight.
Your top tower is under attack.
I rush to defend. Onward. To the fight. Yes. We see you. I go. Treasure for the deeps on their tail. Keep a lookout. Dominating! Slither. Patrolling.
Dire's structures are fortified.
No delay. Deep ones guide me. Guard well.
Your middle
Look
tower
to
is
the
under
foe.
attack.
Yes. I go. Tip the scale. to the foe. Keep a lookout.
Dire's courier has been killed.
I rush.
God.
Guard well. No delay. It's not time yet. Slither. To the fight.
I could do it
I'll do it for a thing. Deep ones guide me. Yes.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Onward.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Face me. Slither. I go.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
In vigilance.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower is under
Keep a
killing spree.
no delay. I'm on to you.
Double kill.
Not mercy.
Killing spree. Triple kill.
You let your god after them. Ones guide me.
Zeus.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh, hell yes.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
I I rush
Your
to
bottom
the
tower
fan.
is under attack.
This should make my life easier.
Ones guide me. Invisibility. Slither. Look to the foe. Revealed. To the fight. Patrolling. I rush to defend. No delay. Keep a lookout. Guard well. Patrolling. Keep a lookout. I go. Deep ones guide me. Yes. No delay. Yes. To the fight. Look to
is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
The Centurion returns. I rush to defend. You won't escape. Money changes hands. Guard well. I rush to defend. Yes. Keep a lookout. Patrolling. Double damage. I go. Shiny as souls. Look to the foe. You're in deep water. No delay. Yes. To the fight. Deep ones guide me. Yes. My power grows.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Look to the foe.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Keep a lookout. I give no
Your
quarter.
bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
In over your head. I go. Yes.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under attack. Your shrine has fallen to the radiant.
A fitting bounty. Yes. ones guide me. Treasure for the deeps. Guard well.
Dire structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen.
Rush to defend.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Dominating! Not time yet. Mega kill! Double kill! Lead your life. Controlling.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen.
Keep a lookout. Not yet. Onward. Keep a lookout. Yes. I go. Yes. After them. Wicked six.
The enemy's top tower has fallen. Your middle tower has fallen.
Onward.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Look to the foe.
Dire structures are fortified. Your middle tower has fallen.
To the fight. Deep ones guide me. Guard well. No delay. I'll do it for a fin. Attack. I rush to defend. Patrolling. Guard well. Keep a lookout. Yes. Look to the foe.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Yes. He has shown
Your bottom tower is under attack.
to the fight. Slither.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Yes. Killing spree. Deep ones guide me. Double kill.
Your bottom barracks has fallen. Your bottom barracks has fallen. Your middle barracks are under attack. Your middle barracks has fallen. Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has fallen. Your top barracks
Making
are under
mistakes.
attack.
Yeah,
Your top barracks has fallen. The enemy now has mega creeps.
Oh my god, no, not like this!
Look to the foe. Onward.
Making mistakes is the path to wisdom. Making mistakes is the path to wisdom.
Holy moly!
With strange eons, even death may die. Keep a lookout. Deep ones guide me. I rush to defend. Guard well.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
Immortality. Vigilance. It's not time yet. Face me. Yes. To the fight.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Collapse now taking a Spectral Dagger, nice tornado onto 2. Zai is there with that Primal Split available. Mira, no invis, just going for a D-Ward, knowing that he is likely dead. So 2 for 1, but Favor makes 2 supports for mid Ricky.
That team fight is basically the perfect example of how important BKB is going to be for the rest of the game. Yatoro is able to take the fight to Nisha, just pops the BKB, knows that nothing is going to kill him for a while, and they do get that pretty big kill, but still a solid sequence from Liquid once again. They're up 4K, they have Spectre. We know how fierce this hero can be late game. This is the same matchup that we saw in the previous game in this series with the Spectre versus Weaver, and I say previous game, it was literally the previous one. Just that this time the Spectre team is the one that's ahead. So that matchup is going to be very, very different.
I'm not using it, by the way. That's a big cooldown. 2 minutes now without that. We'll see if Spirit try to capitalize as BKB for Laurel is there. Finally, the Manta comes through on Mickey, so he's got the Radiance Manta. And Zai going for, I mean, a lot of times we see the Brewmaster go for Radiance, but probably don't want to, so just going for the auras.
Oh, this is an interesting choice here coming out from Spirit.
I think scanned out.
Yeah, that was an instant scan, but no brew split makes this very difficult for Liquid to do anything about, so as much as I said that's interesting, it's actually a kind of obvious play now that I think about it.
You're right, it's not interesting. It's the least interesting thing you've ever said, probably.
Very, very straightforward. And they will grab it. Who does the Aegis go to? It will be Yatoro. Unsurprisingly. Also very uninteresting that they put it on hit. That was what you could have expected.
You're really on a roll today. Very uninteresting commentary.
Oh, I try. So, let's see, what big items do we have coming up next? So, with that Roche, things are probably going to slow down a little bit for Liquid's ability to play aggressively because Weaver will be very hard for them to kill twice in a row. As a result, we'll probably finish the MKB within not too long. It's about, what's that, about 1,500 off it. Or 2.5k, excuse me. So it will actually take quite a while. But he needs it because he's against Brewmaster, and he's against the Radiance from Spectre. It seems like a straightforward thing. And something we haven't really talked about in this game is break, right? That was a conversation from last game against the Spectre where we ended up seeing it coming out in the Spirit Breaker. Who's got it by shit? Silver Edge on Radiance lineup. Nice talk.
I've seen it on Tiny before.
Tiny could.
It's kind of meant, but
it can work, of course.
I mean, eventually you get the Ags, right? So you have crit anyway. And,
yeah.
But then, like, that's kind of, you're doing that from afar a lot of the time. But
that's why it gets awkward, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Toro out of there.
Well, maybe he felt a little bit. He felt a little bit extra confident because of the Aegis, and maybe thought they weren't even going to try. But Liquid
are try hard.
Shying away from the fight there.
Collapse has his shard. The eating up creeps.
Tying up a nullifier into dagger currently.
A 3k lead for Liquid. He might have an engagement here. Smoke screen again with the Spectral Dagger. Man, he is just stuck in place. Cannot do anything. It's still the Aegis, of course, on the side of Spirit. Already half HP is the Weaver. There's initiation from to Laurel, but he's going to get glimpsed back out right off the bat. That's going to break things up for the time being. 3 minutes still on this Aegis. Spirit trying to force something.
Yeah, Collapse wants to steal the Wisdom Rune here. That'll be a pretty big steal. He's pinging it out. He has perfect vision of this, so there will be the scan coming out from Liquid.
He rather go for a fight.
Actually, he did. Okay.
He did not go for it. He wanted Sania instead. Crippling fear now onto 2. They can get the Primal Split, man. They can do it. He cannot get off his own. 50 seconds dead for Zai. That is a huge ultimate not available for the side of Liquid. They're going to lose Grip Stroke, though, to start things out. Nisha getting pursued. He at half HP. He's taking so much damage. Weaver just rips him a new one, but Laurel dies shortly after. Lots of trades on both sides. Toro popped the BKB. Sunstrike not going to clip. Looks like the Ghost Scepter's there for Boxy, but will eventually die.
And a good exchange again for, I say again, a good exchange that time around for Spirit. They basically equalized the game in terms of net worth, and starting to see this Weaver really pop off in the fights. And I guess most importantly for them, Laurel is significantly overtaking Nisha right now. It's kind of flatlined a little bit. Nisha was running this game, and couple of fights in a row now, they've been able to isolate and kill off this Riki, who's kind of struggling to find a footing. As soon as he gets crippling fear or get caught by the Tiny, you don't have any BKB, can't really guaranteed reset and get out of there. So he's very much dependent on other heroes causing chaos, and the #1 chaos creator in his team was the first hero to die, namely Zion not. Getting that primal split off was huge, and honestly, Collapse's choice